Go on. Yeah!
Right, okay, Sid, take the help. Bear with us a sec.
Just bear with us. Phil's just fiddling around with his
City with no clothes on.
Yeah.
While you're down there.
Hello.
Hey?
Oh dear. He's just playing with his settings, bless him. He's on his knees where he belongs.
Yeah, sorry everyone. We just had the HUD reset itself, so it was a little bit of a panic just then.
So he's just checking that we're all still going and live.
I am.
All working fine.
We're all good, are
There you
we?
go.
Yeah.
So he's checking.
Phil's making funny hand signals.
He is indeed.
But yeah, we're all.
And then you see a nice close up of his zit on his nose.
Yeah, you leave my zit alone. Right, okay.
Do you know what? He finished doing it about 2 minutes ago, but he's still on his hands and knees down there.
Oh look, that's it. We can hear me talking. That's always a good sign.
Yeah, pitch quality's superb as well.
Oh, I tell you what, that reset couldn't have happened at a better time then.
It was meant to be.
It was. Right.
And Ben, oh hello. Ben's been up. He's been really good.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello, boys and girls.
Now you can see why Ben's got a smile on his face.
Oh yeah, that all weekend. All the last 2 days. Bless him.
Bless him.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. As you can see, it's my good self, Sid. We have Ben, the now figure painter god, brilliant anorak, whatever person. Joined us today. Hold on, I've lost my mouse. It's on a different page. Here we go. Our armor god, Steve, is with us tonight as well.
Hello.
All your questions, all your bits and pieces, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. We're hopefully with some constructive criticism or at least a half-decent answer. Sorry, bit of a panic then because actually I can't believe it reset just as we went on. It was like 7 o'clock came and the system dropped. But it's back now.
That's because they knew that you were just about to do it. So
I think it was. And I was there as well, though. What's the chances of actually being next to it when it did it? So, yeah, panic over.
You were just hoping for the best.
I was. Do you mind saying I'll wing it on this?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Never mind. Basically, as some of you may know, or might not know, Ben has been down here since Sunday afternoon.
Yep.
Those
And
hollybobs.
I've battled through the rain.
And the winds and the blizzards.
I was fighting for it.
Yeah, and everything else to make his way down here to sunny Devon.
Yay.
Well, it's been sunny today anyway.
Yeah, half a day.
Half a day.
Yeah. We haven't let it go since.
Yeah.
Yes, and he has been down here showing us how to paint.
Well, people.
Well, it's not weather, is it? You don't weather people, do you? How would you call it?
Painting.
Painting? Just painting?
Yeah.
All right, he's been showing us how to paint them. I'm trying to pick it up and make it technical and sound very good. Because if that was aircraft, if it had been painting, it would just be blue. Blue, probably, if I'd done it. It was blue then. No, but it would be, yes, first. But it would just be literally flesh. But because they are toned and highlighted, shadow effects, making them realistic. So Ben's been down here now for the last 2 days. And he's been very good because we've been really torturing him to film everything. Yeah, so he's been bolted to my bench, literally.
Mel's loved every minute of it.
Warm seat, because he's been keeping it warm for me for the last couple of days, going through.
It's not just I've been sitting there for a long
Oh,
time.
is it? That curry.
Yeah.
But no, he's done a fantastic job, and I've got a shed load of editing now, thanks. Cheers for that.
That's right.
On top of my normal week, now I've got to edit with today as well. That'll make it almost 4 hours.
Yeah.
Which is pretty usable stuff as well. It'll be a 4 hour. I reckon out of that we'll probably get 3.5 hours at least.
Lovely.
Worth of video.
I'll be coming down more often.
Yeah. So you're going to have very in depth. What we tried to do is break it down, didn't we?
Yeah.
Where he was showing different steps and ways of doing it. Realistic eyes.
Yep.
And then obviously dark tones, light tones, skin tones, bits of uniform, things like that.
Meetings.
Yeah.
Even you had to go.
And then even I had to go, look, where's your one again? These are mine. I painted, and to be honest, these are the first figures I've painted in absolute donkey's years. And in fact, probably have never painted a 35th scale one at all. So I had a great fun doing that. Thank you very much for coming down. We did a bit of a Q&A type thing as well, where I asked him a few
Get me prep for tonight.
Prep for tonight. Questions of how it
Been
was
sweating
been. Yeah. So what we're going to do for that, I'm going to try some clever editing, which it will be because the camera run out about 10, 15 minutes before the end. I wonder why is it flashing? It's because the SD card was full up. We've done that much. It actually filled an SD card.
And you haven't set it to change over.
Yeah, it didn't click over to the second card, unfortunately.
See, and there you are going on to me about how handy it is to have a second card.
I know, to back up just in case, and I forgot. Yeah, I didn't have it set on that mode.
Disgraceful.
So there'll be a clever edit at the end. And then we're doing it like this and go, and then we'll be in different positions or something. Yeah, I'll have to put a wiggle line in.
Here's one we prepared earlier.
Yes, and that's where I did mine, and then obviously you did more 1/35 as well. You also did my pilot.
Yep, I'm taking full credit for that.
Yeah, so
in an upcoming MiG-15, MiG-21 build,
yeah,
the pilot that he drops in there,
yeah,
it's mine.
Which I did earlier.
Yeah, the one that you did.
I painted this one a while ago. You may remember it. At the moment, it'll be his one going into it when I do the MiG-21. So yes. Fantastic. But thank you very much for doing all of that.
Thanks for having me.
And now he stayed on to do the new show. So it really is a glutton for punishment, really. Amazing what he does from a tub of Haribo.
Yeah.
Yes, it's kids and adults love it. Oh, and he brought his matchmakers and more Haribo. So he's welcome anytime.
Yeah, but he's contaminated. He's put spicy ones in what's.
Yeah, but you can channel it by putting
sharp
licorice
ones in little ones.
Yeah, but you put licorice in there.
Yeah, there were little licorice ones in there anyway.
Were there?
No.
No. Right. Anyway, we'll have our usual rundown. So, as our guests,
Ladies
what
first.
have I been doing?
what are you doing? What are you up to at the moment?
Right, finished this week. Big scale. 1/6 Panzer Commander. Can't remember what kit it is, to be honest with you. But bought off eBay for quite cheap. So yeah, finished him.
I should have advertised the show, wouldn't I? It's like, if I put on there, you know, busts this week,
Yeah.
we would have got 280 viewers.
Yeah. Paint. This is the Hobby Boss, Blum & Boss.
It is supposed to be like that.
Yeah, it is supposed to be like that. There's not a bit missing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was all decal, but then I made a boo-boo, which I told you about.
Yeah.
Tried to do the enamel thinner trick to get rid of the carrier film and wipe the codes off.
Then set. So took the code clean.
Yeah. All gone. So
Nice and smooth now.
it is lovely and smooth, but yeah, so that's ready for some new codes and some weathering. That's all that.
Very, very nice. Indeed.
So yeah, that's me.
And you went to the Youngleton show?
Went to Yorkshire show. Yeah, freezing cold.
Yeah.
Was there any snow?
No.
Normally snows in February for that one.
Yeah, no, but freezing cold because they had all the doors open all the time to get the traders in.
Yeah.
Left one of the doors open during the show, so you're sitting there freezing in.
Mind you, let's a bit more light in that place because it is.
Oh no, because when we turned up to that table, all the lights are off.
Yeah, I know. That's it's a lovely museum, and if you get the chance to go, don't go in as a model show or any type of show because you'll never see the exhibits. But the trouble is, it is so bloody dark in that place.
It's to see us sat in front of it.
Yeah, that's it.
And I still don't understand why there's a Concorde in there. For a Fleet Air Museum.
Well, they can't move it. It's stuck there now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to move it. But apparently at the time, obviously, it couldn't go back up to Bristol because there was nowhere to put it. And that's why it ended up there. Because, quite frankly, they put the roundabout, said, we'll take it, and they got it. That was the idea for that one.
That's for enough, yeah. And then I went down to Bovington. Saw Fury and all that.
Yes.
Got rained on quite badly.
Yep.
And had to battle the rain all the way here.
Which is nice. You know, see the Devon countryside, or Dorset and Devon.
Yeah,
well, with Somerset as well.
With my fog lights on.
Yeah.
Going over the top of the hills, couldn't see a damn thing.
It doesn't rain here.
Whatever that was coming out of the sky.
No, it's not rain.
If it ain't rain, I don't know what it
No
is.
cloud. We don't have rain in Devon or Cornwall. It's always blue skies. Sometimes, though, the clouds come a little bit too low and it gets wet, but it never rains here.
Yeah, the wind.
You'll ruin our tourists thing if they find out it rains here.
It bloody rains.
You watch Broadchurch, it's always sunny.
Always sunny.
No problem. So that's all right. So yes.
And his house never floods.
No, which is amazing, really, considering he is next to it. But his house is actually a cap, isn't it, in real life?
No.
Apparently. And the police station is a cap as well.
Get you.
I haven't been. I was just told by people who have. Drive past it all the time, but I've never been there. Anyway, that's enough Broadchurch because most of the audience won't have a clue what we're on about. Sid, what have you been doing?
I would say, Steve. I've had a pretty casual week, really. Been doing swimming.
Yes.
What, into the rose?
Have you managed the width yet?
Actually, I tell you
Without
what,
touching the bottom.
I can do lengths, not
Or
width.
holding on to a passerby.
I can do a 25-metre length now.
Wow. Brilliant.
But the only
Well,
thing
he's holding on to an 8-year-old.
But yeah, to be honest, there's plenty of them because it's bloody half term, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, how I managed to stay there for 40 minutes, I do not know. All I wanted to do was
outside rain.
Yeah.
Bless them. So I only went once because I couldn't cope with them screaming and shouting. Went yesterday. No, yeah, it must be bloody inset training day because we're there, so we're there again.
Is it?
So yes, again, another 40 minutes. But hey ho. Yeah, no, modelling wise,
Yeah.
no, I've cut up all my resin stowage for me quad bikes.
Yes.
Which some of you won't have seen yet because I've not put up the pictures yet. But I've got a nice stowage set in resin for the quad bikes. Update, obviously, hopefully I'll get it up this week. My ship, again, just continuing on with my photo etch, small bits. All the little sub-assemblies for the different guns, different radars, all that sort of stuff. Been putting them all together.
Just don't make it sound like it's a hard job because he's coming up next.
Oh, mine's a doddle compared to his. Complete doddle. So yeah, I've had quite a chilled week where it's modelling wise. To be honest, because we were away for such a long weekend, I spent most of the week catching up on more with TV.
Yes, I know. That's the thing. Because I must admit, I was screen cracking after it as well.
But I still didn't get your flu.
No, you didn't. You didn't get my man Bola.
About 7, no, that's more 7 hours, wasn't it? About 12 hours in the car with you, and I still didn't catch it.
Yeah, steady on. It sounds like a dog or something.
Well,
Right. Steve,
Hello.
after our successful trip up north with your good selves, thank you very much. Thank you to your mum as well for putting up with us, descending upon the place. Jess is lovely, which is a dog, by the way, everyone, just in case. Four-legged bitch, but she is an absolutely beautiful dog. We love Jess and everything else. It's great to have a look around your place as well. Get in your famous seat. I've got a good photo. We've got a selfie of me in it, which is another one that hasn't been seen yet. But I did another selfie of me in his seat.
did you?
Yeah, I'm going to use it as my photo.
Was it a decent one?
Yeah, I'm going to change it to my Facebook one actually. I've got to do it yet, but I will do. So, yeah.
Lovely.
So go on then, Steve, what have you been up to?
More work on the bits for the Missouri. So I'll try and show you. For reverse my camera, go all flashy.
Yeah, oh look,
That's the
On the floor.
faffing around with all that photo etch, which is a catapult for the seaplanes. That's how, if I put up 20 pence there, you can see how big it is. You know, they're absolutely tiny. So I'm just starting to make the craze.
Dollars.
yeah.
And I've also just moved the lighter beam.
Euros. Krona.
More work on the Merkava 3. So soon they know.
I must admit, when we were up there, that did look good. I love the weathering on it. It's got a real good weathered look to it.
Yeah, so if I just turn it back, should come back to now. Hey, so yeah, that's really been it. It's just very time-consuming work on doing the photo etch for the Missouri, because the parts are so small and there's so much detail, and yeah, it's been very tricky. I'm finding so plenty more fun to go with that.
It's all right, Steve will come back. We've had this with him. He's back now. You all right, Steve?
I never went. You froze.
Oh my God! The viewers will tell us. We'll do that one day. We'll just go, and we're going to go in there. Or joke. Or get a buffering symbol. That's it now. We've wrecked everybody doing that. Sorry, Steve. Carry on.
You were saying?
You were saying?
I forget.
Yeah, you finished work at the Merkava, and I was saying it was looking lovely. The weathering was great.
Yeah, it's just seems, obviously with doing all this photo etch for the Missouri, it's very, very time consuming, fiddly work. So that seems to take up most of my time at the moment. You know, you seem to spend all weekend and you haven't done anything if you look at it, but yeah, it's enjoyable.
No, that's it. I must admit, it, you know, you say, I think we have a very appreciation of it because we look at it, and although we might take the mick, you know, you say like Stefan as well. You have a new appreciation
definitely
when they do it, and like with Steve's one. Because to be honest, earlier me and Steve had a video call, and he showed me up against it, and he had it on a cutting mat like I've got mine with the centimeters, so you can see exactly how small and detailed that actually is, and it is a piece of, well, it's a mini model each bit, and that's the thing I think where people don't appreciate. Sometimes you look at it and you think, oh, it's very big shit. But then that one piece has taken, you know, hours and hours for that one section. And it is literally like each one is a mini model on its own put on there. So some of the work, you know, you do something like this, it's nothing.
mini me.
A mini me. What, do a mini kit of you?
Oh, no,
We can make little statues.
if there is possible.
Well, I could do that. We could have little mini us.
I could be the fat controller. Thomas.
I'll be Percy. No, I'll be the brake man.
Who'd you want to be?
I don't know.
Before his time.
Yeah. Yeah, the digital version.
That's all it
We
is.
had the one with
I know, but on tape.
tape.
What's that?
VCR.
So yes, my point of view.
Yeah, what you been up
Me, to be honest, I've been ill.
Yeah,
There you haven't.
Mambola.
Manthrax. Manthrax.
Manthrax.
You've been having a couple days off.
This is it. I haven't been saying watching you. No, from my point of view, as I say, Monday was pretty well shot by the time we got home. Tuesday, I didn't do much either because I kicked back, so I really did feel rough. And as I say, coughing up a lung whilst you're trying to film isn't a good look. And then after that, I sort of got my mojo back and pulled into it. So I really pushed on with Fury. No, I'm supposed to do that with a track. I've deliberately, because I need to video the bit of showing you it all going together. But I weathered and did the entire underside. So I've done it all rusties first, and then we'll go over it in mud. So it's just the lower hull. Top part's got to go on next and do it. I got off of Steve the stowage set and everything for it. So that will be quite a lot to go on there. Paint it up. So I reckon if I actually got on with it big time, which I will do next week, is I'll push through, and I think we'll have that all done by the end of next week.
I can't wait to see you do that.
To be honest, as horrible as it looks, it should be quite straightforward.
I hope it is.
Because I've had somebody here teaching me, because it's not much different from doing this type of stuff, is it? It's all low lights and high lights.
Because once you've done the storage on yours, I'm going to do storage on my quads.
Oh, we can bring it over and do it together. We'll have a stowage day.
All right, then.
Do it on a live show.
Yeah, next week's live show.
Yeah, live show. Next week's
Well,
live show.
that
Us
thing.
doing stowage. And then the thing. Yeah, it's great. Anyway, no,
It's a
seriously.
paper dart.
It's going to be a dart in a minute. It's destroying my model. Well, to be honest, this is the grey colour of the grey it's going to be, because it's the snow colour, so it's not the dark grey, it's the lighter grey and with the white over the top, and then we'll be weathering out. So technically that is its first colour. The next one up will actually put that into with the white. So the next part up, which I think is part 6, will be showing the grey coat going down, and then the white's going to go in over it in the camo pattern, and then afterwards it'll be a case of decaling it, and then we'll be pushing through with all the weathering and trying to make it look like it's pretty horrible and being all snowy and things like that. We've done loads, because you were here, of reviews, literally. Yep. So we've got reviews coming up of F86 Sabre Dog for 132nd, which will be up this week.
The Arrow.
The Arrow.
Or the
My Italian-speaking friend here, he googled it. We were trying to work out how you pronounce it, so he translated it. It turns out it means arrow, but it's the G50 special hobby kit. What else did we review? The Wessex. We did the new Italia. It's got a new front on it. The Westland Wessex. We also did, which is Ben's one. He's got the 32nd. He got a bargain. Texan, which is obviously the T6 stroke Harvard thing. You do get along with yours 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that long. It's not that long.
That's the one of that, because you got a full engine.
Yeah.
Because it comes out the cow.
Oh, right. So that's just
Well,
still the short one. Oh, right. I just went on to the review. I thought that's a long one.
Nah.
Good job I didn't say it comes with both then. And everything else. And then to be honest, I have got. Well, I haven't. Steve's got. This is Steve's kit. He got in this week, so I'm going to be reviewing the Cougar. But also, hey, look, what you can win in what? No, we've also got this one coming up for review. Keep them coming. We've got the Hawk coming up for review. I built it ages ago, but I think we might be going back and doing one of these purely because I like it. And it is the best F-15E kit you can do, so we've got that one coming again.
That reminds me of the bikes on that.
That's it, do that. But we've also got reviews coming up on the weathering landscapes and things like that book, which is John's. We've got the Panda MR Mark with Crow 2 RWS.
I was going to buy that kit.
Were you?
Yeah, last year when I went to
That's
the
it.
Open.
It's a good job he's here, isn't it? We've also got coming up. Did you notice we've got a few reviews? We've got the Cylon.
That one.
Right, we've done that one. But they just haven't seen it yet. And we've got this guy as well coming up. Is that it? Oh,
it's almost like the gadget show.
Yeah, it's like the gadgets. Yeah,
You can win
I
all
could spend
these.
10 minutes and just get that. Do you know what? That lot over there. If you get what's
I've
in the
seen
top
it, yeah,
box,
I know.
you grab it.
Yeah.
I'll show them that.
Lucky buggers.
So we've got all of these great prizes. Not prizes. We've got all of these great. Crikey.
Yeah, new giveaway. They will be on the site.
Yeah, that's it. Which are going to be up for review. They'll be up obviously this week and over next week and everything else like that. But we've also got. Now you don't need to grab it all because there's tons of it. There's more even that. Just give us the top one. Just top one.
I know, I'm coming with it. God.
Show the boys and girls at home.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is going in our raffle prize
This is for the Snap
for the Snap Charity.
raffle.
Which is obviously the An Infinity
This is the CR Plus
CR Plus
with a 0.2 needle set as well coming in.
2, which somebody has kindly donated.
Which was Neil. Was it Neil? Sorry, just let me double check his name. Sorry. You'd think I'd be prepared for all this, really, wouldn't you?
Which is very nice.
Which is, and it's an amazing offer because
It
he's had it
certainly
sent
is, definitely.
and over from the States as well.
Massive thank you for that one.
Nick Evans. Thank you so much, Nick. That really is appreciated. And everything else. But as you say, we've got a brand new Tornado IDS to go in with that as well. Monopoly.
Because
Private joke. I have Monopoly. He lent that to us. But it's underneath them. But we have got loads of kits and everything else. And what I'm hopefully going to do, it might not be next week, it may be the week after, the 1st of March. I want to get it going with all of this stuff for Snap again. And obviously the big lump, which is up behind the camera over there, is the Heinkel Star. Because I need to get it out of the way. Because quite frankly, keep moving it around. It's going to get broken in a minute. But it lives around here.
Put it in your office.
Video as well. It's not my office.
You haven't got one.
I haven't got an office anymore. This is my office now. So yes, there's loads and loads and loads of things coming up.
Oh, yes.
You eat your matchmakers. Right,
You don't know how true you are.
Kids, eh? Don't work with children.
Or animals.
Or animals. Right, so really that's our week. Next, we do have to point out, whilst we're looking around here, this lovely diorama, which I must admit, you can't see the planes very well.
Because it's small.
Hold on.
You beat it too, I was going to get to it white as well.
That is a,
Solid camel.
which is
70 seconds, yeah.
2 kits on it. So you,
It's made from the Academy one, the Rebel one.
lovely.
I can't remember what the kit is, but it's a Flocker B7.
Flying over the Son diorama, done by our Ben here.
Weighs a lump.
It is a lump, yeah, absolutely.
Have you looked at it?
It looks like a CSI
I'll
mold.
take your word for it.
Yeah.
It's like an NCRS mold. They're bringing it. Oh yeah, take a mold from us.
I'll lift it later, because if I lift it now, if I drop it on camera, I'll get, there's evidence of me dropping it.
Yeah.
So if I drop it off camera, there's no
It's fine,
evidence.
yeah. Just don't know a tiger over it.
And also, we do have to say, we had a bit of fun this afternoon, didn't we?
We did indeed, again.
Random. What we did?
Well, we went out into the lovely sunshine, but believe me or not, it was a bit cold. Lovely Mr. John Buller, thank you very much. He donated his first tank that he ever built in 35th scale,
KV1.
KB1.
KV1, and we put it versus your Tiger in 1/16.
Battle of Kursk. In
Um,
small scale.
and I do believe the Tiger won.
I think it did.
I think it did. Obviously, we need to edit it. Well, sorry, he needs to edit it. And hopefully it'll be out on the new show.
Yeah, good.
Hopefully, yeah.
Should go for Friday.
So hopefully on the new show there'll be the second edition of our Destroy Our Model.
That's it, absolutely. And we do also have to thank Jürgen.
Jürgen,
I think you mentioned it in a moment. They are here. We have a box of Doom now.
I'll show you a couple of them.
Yeah.
Let's bring the box.
Because there's
lots of them.
There is quite a few of them. But we've got some nice cars
What is it? 4...
to destroy.
Yeah, but I can't remember which one it is. 4.
I hope you said 4.
Yeah,
Which,
4.
to my mind, that they look still
Five,
they look
They
really
look
nice.
very nice, that is the thing. There's also a lorry in there.
There's a lorry, yeah.
We've got another bit of armour in there.
I bought me plane.
You bought your plane. You'll love to show them that. That is relevant.
My
This-
nice plane.
Sid is destroying his very first built plane.
My very first built plane.
Now you have to remember, Sid's only been modelling now for 3 weeks. No.
The lovely decal, I thought you might not be able to see it.
It was the colour I'm worried about.
But
Diarrhea brown over green.
lovely.
I'll tell you what, they're the planes that came in the bloody set.
Oh, is it? Is
They
that
are,
why
yeah,
you did
the
it?
original paints, yeah.
Oh.
They were the same.
Because that's from the
Highly
Airfix kit.
accurate,
Yeah.
colours, as you can tell. It makes you wonder how they get away with putting those paints in, because one, they're like emulsion. They expect people to paint them. So anyway, Sid has donated his first one to be destroyed. I put in a couple of my jets as well,
Yeah,
which are going to be destroyed. Yeah, well, as you say, we're all right. We've got quite a few at the moment.
that's right.
So-
I've never had too many to have a bit of fun with.
So we will be having, we'll get that edited, and you say brilliant tiger shooting
Definitely.
from Ben. Who's
Even though he's very, very cannon happy.
he did.
Yeah.
It even shot me
In the leg.
in the
That's
leg.
right. He shot you in the leg. You shot me in the head.
Yeah, but you make it sound like I shot you in the head. It was a ricochet in the head. It's fine. We were fully health and safety. We were
We
actually
were
very
indeed.
good in our
Yeah.
iPro.
We
We were
were.
all out there. So
Yeah.
yes, but say the tiger. I know you can't see it. It's down there. Is a
My middle
BB
name actually is
firing
Whitman.
one. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go then. So that must be it then.
That's
Our
fine.
tiger ace. So anyway, bit of fun with that one. So that'll be up on Friday as well.
Indeed.
There we go. Well, that's killed half hour. Just us.
Yes.
What about everybody else? What's everybody else up to?
What's everybody else up to?
In one.
In one. Urban. Yeah, hey. So yes, as we say, thank you very much for the donation of your cars. We shall make good fun of them for you. He's put no question right now, but Phil, I must say that it's a joy to see how exhausted no, that's a. Go on,
almost bantering as you.
See, it's my first one. I can't even bloody read it.
Yeah, exalted.
Yeah.
I think pleased with. isn't it?
Pleased, yeah.
Yeah, pleased with.
You're over the quality of the Tasker kit in your build moves.
I must admit, as I said, I was talking to the guys earlier, and I hate to admit it, but I'm actually quite an armour fan now.
It's good fun doing it.
So, in a week, he's gone from an aircraft buff,
Yeah.
now likes armour,
Yeah.
he even enjoyed the figure builds.
Yeah. So that's
Good
it.
That's it.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah.
Man. It is good though having a bit of variety and building different things instead of just doing the same thing every week, So I'm glad you're enjoying it, Phil.
Yeah, I am, and I know it shouldn't be a surprise because all of it, but I think the change for me has been, I don't know, the quality of armour kits seems to have improved since I remember,
And techniques.
and the techniques as well are doing it.
So there's definitely a nice variety of armour stuff.
Yeah, that's right. And as I say, it's like things like this. When this turned up today, I was thinking, oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, as if you'd asked me that 2 years ago, I would have gone, yeah, it's got thing with wheels on.
And the reason that now I would be interested in building that is because I've actually just been.
Would you mind?
Sorry.
It is a good film. I just saw the American Sniper with my friend Trev,
Yes.
Have you seen that yet?
and one of them was quite clearly in that, and it looked quite chunky and beefy. So yeah,
Beefy. Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, I must admit it. So
And if you haven't seen the American Sniper, it's a must.
Yeah, go see it.
I didn't realise it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
What, are you the only person on the planet who didn't know? You went to the film and thought, this is brilliant.
I know.
Do you know the really horrible thing though?
I'm not spoiling it.
I'm not telling that, but the poor sod was then helping out another ex-veteran and got killed by him.
See, I wasn't going to spoil it.
Well, it's hardly the make or break of the film, is it?
So actually, it's the break of the film.
Well, yeah. But yeah, you know, that.
I wasn't going to spoil it. So.
No, we've already done spoilers this afternoon when me and him are slightly fury on camera.
Oh, yeah.
We went through fury pulling that apart, really. So yeah, this is our new section to the show. It's going to be destroy that film.
Oh, in that case, I'm not now.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, no, that was quite an interesting piece of kit.
Yeah,
because I didn't realise how big inside it is as well. Because obviously they showed the troops and all that coming out of it and everything. So
mastered on steroids. And...
Yeah.
No, it's nice, as I say. It's not like Steve as well, because now he's, you know, part of the Royal Admiralty.
It would still be
all the naval stuff.
It would still be nice though to have some British vehicles, recent ones.
Well, like the Mastiff.
Yeah.
So, Steve, nobody do anything like that?
No, so I asked him a while ago.
No. I'm hoping they will do though. You know, it tends, even your small companies such as Accurate Army, it all tends to be more leaning towards Cold War era instead of the really up-to-date modern stuff.
How much is the Accurate Armour Jackal?
Expensive.
The Accurate Armour Jackal, it's about £100, is it?
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
It's absolutely stunning kit, and you don't need to go out and buy anything for it. You know.
Because you pay for a bank.
You couldn't afford to.
Yeah.
Well, I got a joke about that because I did.
What?
I went to Telford 2 years ago.
Yes.
I just said I want that stowage set to go with my Jackal. So bought it. Shannon had quoted me on this one. Had it in my drawer for a good year and a bit. Shannon comes over to my house. He said, I see you started your Jackal. I said, yeah, so I'm getting ready to put my bags on it. And I realised, hang on a minute, the Jackal that I was looking at was 35th. The Jackal I had was 48th.
Oh.
And it took me over a year to realise that these bags weren't going to fit in the Jackal. So,
have you still got it, Sid?
No, Shannon got them off me. So I've still got the Jackal, but obviously Shannon had the bags because he's building the big truck, the pickup truck, transporter.
The 1070.
Yeah. So I owed him something for giving me a kit. So I said, well, you can have these then. So he's got me bags, but I thought, yeah, I do click.
No.
35th, 48th.
I've got one of those Accurate Armour Land Rovers. Yeah, the Northern Ireland ones, the all armour plated ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought one of those at, I can't remember how much that was now, like 60 quid. That's a Land Rover.
Is that for a reason?
Dish. So, yeah. And I bought another one off eBay for cheap. So yeah, I'm doing Northern Ireland.
So talk Land Rover because he's a hobby boss Land Rover fan, aren't you?
Yeah,
you love those.
I like them. Somebody, I think it was, it was Mr. Buller.
Yeah.
He said to me at Huddersfield. He said there's a couple of them going around. There was a couple of them going around the show. He says what they like. I said really nice. He said what sort of prices are there? I said anywhere between £10 and £15. He said well, that's right. He said about £13 over there. I said well, if I had the money, I said I'd go and get one because I said there's about 4 or 5 variations of them. And I've done 2 so far. So I'd love to get my hands on the other ones.
But he was holding out his back with it.
He was. Oh, it was so funny.
Which you didn't get.
We wanted you to buy it.
Well,
so you could do your Batman build plus your old one.
I don't want to do the old one. I don't particularly into the old one.
That's not the point. I
want to do Tumblr.
We wanted both of them to compare.
Well, if you bought that one, we could have done it as a penny cup.
But you didn't. So.
Never mind. Anyway.
Indeed.
So, do we have a question? We've got sidetracked
Not yet.
again.
No.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were halfway through a question.
No. That was just to say the quality of the Tisca kits.
Oh, Tasca kit, yeah.
You rolled on from that.
Sorry, see, that's what happens here. You can see. That's why we end up here all night.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Right, next one. What's from Russell? Hello, Russell.
Russell.
Lovely, jubbly. Right. Hi, all. Great time had it all in Huddersfield, but I could use a little advice, please. He's got an inner picture thingy.
Oh, God, already?
For his lovely Spitfire wing. The below has been sprayed, but there is a So would it be possible to add a thread in the paint section of the forum under the heading Hakataka? Been playing with this range to touch up the colours shown below and love them. 17 metals which can be thinned within an inch of their lives and still give great results.
Well, I can't do.
Oh,
It's not allowing it, and I don't want to push our luck because we
no,
already have one
definitely
drop
not.
out tonight.
Well, everybody else can see it anyway. If I show it to you,
Yeah.
sanding.
Sanding.
Yeah, sanding the edge. There's a ridge, a wee ridge.
A wee ridge. There's a small ridge. Yeah. There's no rock.
Old sponge.
Very old or polisher. Absolutely. The small, finest grit you can imagine. Very, very lightly. Don't give it any beans, otherwise you're going to
Fade it down as well.
go through. Yeah, and obviously you're going to weather it in. So,
And also add in a like a subtitle into the paint section for the Hagateka paints.
my only problem is, if we keep adding every manufacturer who's coming out with paints these days,
Yeah.
we're going to end up with a forum of 8 million pounds. So we'll have to have, I don't know.
It's got to be
We can pin it in there somewhere. Yeah, well, what we can do is we can pin a thread on and people can add to that one.
Yeah.
When it gets a bit more mainstream as a paint, I think we're at it. But the thing is, we're trying to keep the forum so you don't have to scroll for 8 million miles. And recently with sub-threading, we've done that a little bit. But definitely we'll sort. If everyone starts to use it, it becomes mainstream, then obviously we'll go for it. Is that it?
Already?
Oh, God, it's only out fast.
Well, you got to recycle that.
Who?
Recycle.
Oh, I recycle everything.
Yeah.
I just incinerate
I
it.
see what you do, yeah.
I just incinerate
You love
everything.
burning stuff. Right, post 4 is Chris O'Neill. Evening, Phil, Sid and Ben. No question from me. Just looking forward to a relaxing evening watching the show. Lovely jubbly. Next one is post 5, which is from Neil. Hi guys, hope you're well and back on form. Well, some of us are.
Sorry, I'm still like, you know.
What are your bucket list kits and how did you go about choosing them? And as a follow-up, why do you buy a kit but then don't get around to making it for years even, or if even? Or if
Answer
ever,
the second
sorry.
bit before I can answer the first bit.
Go on then.
The reason I buy kits is because I see them at shows and things, or on eBay, and they're cheap. So we're investing them, so they're not I have to pay full price for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go from. So yeah, and then the problem that I have is I buy a kit, I have stacks of them, but then I get inspired by something, go out to the field and then buy that kit and don't tuck them on the shelf. And bucket list kits, I don't think that's going to come back to me for that.
Yeah, I haven't got a bucket list. I just buy what I just like the look of. I must admit, I went through. You'd be proud of me. I went through my stash cupboard,
All right.
and I came out with a box full of stuff that I probably won't ever build. So they're going up my loft.
Yeah, so you move it from one stash to another stash.
That's what the other half said as well.
Yeah.
So now I've got hopefully just what I'm going to build in my little cupboard.
Right.
And my little cupboard now has also become my airsoft cupboard as well. So it's all nice and tidy.
Armory.
Very cool.
No, my armory's still in my room. I don't let it touch that.
No. Steve?
Yeah, I'm pretty much same as Sid. You know, I just buy what I fancy. I've got no bucket list or anything. And then it usually, same old issue, buy a kit, good intentions to build it, then something else comes out. So
Yeah, that's it.
you buy that and it just keeps pushing everything further back.
It's like I was saying to you earlier on, bought those two Italieri tornadoes, and obviously then Rebel came up with theirs.
Yeah. I think, you know, obviously, if you've been modelling a few years, what does tend to happen is a new version comes out.
Yeah.
So you end up buying that one, and then the other ones fall down that obsolete pile because you think, well, I'm not going to build that one because there's a better one now. And that is the trouble.
I must admit, I've got two Hueys, 72nd Hueys.
Yeah.
Obviously, really old kits. Got the great intentions of building them and putting some little figures with them and all sorts. But because now, obviously, I've got the Dragon one and I've just built the other one. Yeah, they've gone way down the list.
The only kit I'm sort of wanting to get, but so I build some other stuff before I get is the HK 32nd Mosquito. That's the only one I'm interested in. Really.
I just had a text message.
I know what one of those is. Cool.
And it's somebody that's crying Bless him.
Got the dog again.
I've had a change of heart. I can't bear to see my first tank destroyed.
Bloody late.
Oh,
I'll get a bit if he wants.
He's about 4 hours too late.
yeah. Go and show him the lower hull. Let's just simply say, actually, we flattened a battery on the Tiger.
We did.
The battery went halfway through filming on the Tiger. And they
Tell you
lost
what,
about.
you can have his turret back. That's unscathed.
Yeah, all right.
That got blown off like a fury.
Yes, it was like Fury actually.
I'll
It
do
shoots
do
it, the turret goes flips.
Don't do
completely
the
off.
things behind my head. I can see you.
I'll do
Yeah.
it too much.
Yeah. See this? That's your lower turret. But that's all right. You can have that back. That's fine. But that's sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that did. We actually had rounds go right through it, which was.
They're still in it.
They're still in it. It's quite good actually, because one of the shots actually goes straight through, makes a perfect punch hole.
It does.
It's like a scene from Fury.
It was.
The other one.
we could
I
have
haven't
made.
checked the footage yet. I hope it's come out.
We could have made the film half the price.
I tell you, yeah, Tiger. At least I turned around and went over the top of things and all the rest of it. No
It did
problem.
get beached.
Yes. Admittedly, yeah, it did get beached. It got stuck on top of it, so it did need to have a very scale foot put up its bum and pushed off to make it move along a bit better.
Right, well, post 6 is from Mr. Buller himself. Evening, chaps. Phil and Sid, hope you're feeling better. Ben, don't let these old men lead you astray.
Oh,
I know what they're like.
Look, you might not be 20 yet.
Couple of questions tonight for Ben. Number 1. Which do you find is the best brand or brands of paint, for doing figures?
Model colour. Model colour.
White top, fake steady Tiger.
White top. These ones with the white top Vallejo bottles.
You said you didn't like that colour and you never used it.
Oh, shut up. It's the first one that came out. Oh, right.
Black, white.
Yeah. There you go. So, Vallejo, just go and have a look at it. They do a paint step. Gives you all the colours that you need, apart from that one. But about 15 quid, I think it is. Get you all the colours you need. But they're good for, as you've seen.
Yes,
They're
definitely.
a lot preset packets.
Yeah, just like
those
yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
So just like, come in that sort of size box.
Yep.
And they give you a rough idea, you know, you could get the usual rough guide of how to paint it. But yeah, got all the colours in that you need.
I watched that yesterday. Could it come
Yeah.
in today's order? We can show
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's the box.
Oh,
Hey, hold on, Steve.
You go, Steve.
There you
That's
go.
it, that's the exact one.
That's the
So
one.
you get 8 colours, is it? Or 9?
8
Yeah, 8 colours.
colours.
Covers everything you need to.
Ah,
That's
there
that.
you go. Very nice.
So,
There you go. Yeah, it's the white top ones.
And obviously you can, as we...
they're all got fallout, aren't they? From not
Yeah. As
you just know
Hold
it.
a bit.
All different. Yeah.
That's it.
And as we've learned over the last couple of days, thin them with
Airbrush
airbrush
cleaner,
cleaner.
yeah.
not air- But if you haven't got cleaner, nor you need to use the model colour or the Vallejo thinner. Don't
Not X28.
no, because it all goes crap.
Yeah.
But you can use those straight at the bottom.
Okie dokie. Question 2. What flesh colours would be good to get first and to get started with figure painting? So
That's
pretty
it.
much answer the same thing
That's
in that set.
Although, as I said, we have spoken about, we do in the videos, Tamiya do flesh,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we said it's a little bit orangey.
Yeah.
It
So
looks like you've been burnt.
if you've got Tamiya, is
Right,
it
I don't have it.
XF15?
So if you does it then?
XF15, which is a flat flesh. If you've got white and red and other bits, you can mix them in,
Mhm.
make different tones with it. But it's a good starting point. But if you just want to cover the whole bat in one go,
Mhm.
just go and get that set.
Flooring effect.
It is.
Go.
And don't forget, you will need your flooring models rust wash, as we found out.
Yeah.
Get
Okay.
brownie points.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
You managed to work that one in there.
I'll take your word for
Yeah,
it.
that's what mine have all used.
And he's put cheers. Look forward to catching up with you guys soon.
Indeed.
Right, post 7 is from Peter Field. And this is, you have to bear with me because this one's quite a long-winded one. Hi gents, it'll be good to see the figure painting thingy. I've done it for years and posted a quick fix in the tutorial section a while back, but I always like to see how someone else goes about it. Lots of people seem daunted by it, but considering the models these same people produce, then there is nothing to worry about. It's all about a process. I showed a very quick way, but just do it in the same way as you would finish other models. Start with a base color and then it's just shades and highlights. The only real difference is with figure painting, the vast majority of it is done with brush, whereas armor aircraft, as with Phil's many builds, it's using the base color and darkenings and or lightening it. As an example, these figures I did at the end of the tutorial took around 3 hours work, from cutting off the sprue to the final varnish. No effort. I guarantee everyone can do it. And he's got up there 5 figures, which I must admit look very nice.
Do you know what I'm talking about in the video?
Oh, look at you! You've done your enough thing.
They're
trying.
They're those master box figures.
Yeah.
So you can obviously, you can't really see it on there, but you can see by the shapes of the faces and things, they're a lot crisper than the Tamiya ones.
Tamiya ones, yeah.
Right, post 8 is from Alan. Evening, Phil, Sid and Ben. Hope you're all recovering from your Manbola sickness.
I'll probably go back now.
And
then get ill.
Aluminium.
So tell John to go want it back.
Phil, on the bottom of the forum page, we have just reached 2,000 members. But in recent discussions about the future of the site, you said we had over 3,000 members. Do we really have so many members who don't use the forum?
Yeah. Yeah, and I must admit, I do ask people why. Some people just don't like forums. They take the information from the site, and that's really it. Which I must admit, I do, message people and say that, if you go in the forum, you don't have to speak or do anything. But some people, I think, just generally a little bit frightened of forums. And
what's the sort of?
It's about a third. I'd say it always has been. It's always usually about 1/3 don't use the forum. At one point, it fell to about 50% when we were a little bit smaller. But now it's usually around about a third. Whatever you see, it's usually a third more. So say we have got just over 3,000 subscribers, and as you say, we've got 2,000 in the forum now. So it's a shame, but it's not for everybody. As I say, some people I speak to, they have trouble in other forums and are burnt to life. Some people just aren't interested in that type of thing. So,
Ben, don't let Phil and Sid lead you astray. What are they trying to say about us?
What are we bloody?
That's the second one.
Yeah, what do people think?
Sid, nice filming at the museum. Thanks. Hope you had a good birthday.
Yes.
It's just another day getting old, isn't it?
Well, but yeah, well done, Sid. You did a fantastic job at the show. Going round, as I said, I knew you were being jostled and everything from the crowd.
Oh, that was pain.
Autographs, signing chests and everything as you went, going through the hair. That's just the women.
The amount of times I bent down to film stuff at the Huddersfield show, and people would just behind me straight away, just knocking me. And then I'd try to keep the camera steady at the same time. It would be jarred here.
I'm sure that was the Huddersfield show.
What can I say? Those Northern lot are very friendly.
They are. I do have to say, we had a fantastic time.
Oh, excellent.
And in the Indian on Sunday night, absolutely brilliant.
I still cannot see why they've got to bring out the rice separate.
Oh God, don't you still on about that? I am being posh. Everyone roofs it on the plate and shoved it. Brought it out in a little dish, served it, went back. All right, he probably went back to another scoopful and came out with the same bowl each time.
They brought out an empty plate. They brought out a bowl of rice.
Yes.
Popped the bowl of rice on the plate.
Yes.
Went back into the kitchen, brought out a bowl of the curry.
Yes.
Poured that on the plate.
It's called
went back out.
Service.
Why not just put it on the
You're
plate?
not in Cornwall now.
Oh.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
We've been posh, we got our country. Not in Cornwall.
But however,
I
I must have say, big
pasties. Pasties.
A big thank you to Steve for introducing us to the Indian, because it was bloody
It was a cracking Indian.
Yeah,
In fact, it was definitely a case of eyes bigger than belly, because I couldn't finish it.
I must admit, I struggled to finish it, but I did.
Who knew they did cheesy garlic naan bread? Wow, brilliant.
I just like garlic naan bread. That was enough.
Yeah. I think it was very good.
But no, thank you very much, Steve. That was
All right. it's all right.
And who knew his cousin was it? Owns the one in Newton.
Ooh.
Small world.
Mm.
Like, oh, you go, where are you from? And you say something you think he's never going to know this in his life. So you say, where are you from? Newton Abbott. Funny enough, Golden Eye down on East Street. That's my cousin. Really? You travel all this way?
I'm not saying nothing. Right. Post 9 is Jürgen. Evening, gents. Great to see everyone is coming back to normal. Phil, I hope you and Mel are feeling well. Poor Mel. I mean,
Mel, I must admit, Mel is above us tonight.
she's struggling.
Oh,
Bless her.
She's ill. She's probably watching this now.
She's still in bed,
Make
hugging
sure
her
she-
new
make sure you
iPad.
hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, some people have a hot water bottle. She's got an iPad.
Yeah, that keeps her warm.
Yes.
Well, it's anything like your favourite people.
That's all right.
Each to their own.
Did you hear about that fire in that iPhone place?
Yeah.
That's because I've got my old phone in there.
Yeah.
Last week I sent you some goodies.
You did.
I hope you have hope you have good ideas for their future life.
We have.
No questions from me so far. Just looking forward to the show.
Yes, and if you would like to see them destroyed in a certain way, we will try and accommodate.
I think nitrous. Don't know how you're going to do it.
I was going to say, what, a little engine?
Yeah.
Just run it down.
One of little canisters in his head.
And do you deck into the other?
Yeah.
See how fast you can make
Probably
it.
take off and kill someone down the road.
See if Lola can catch it.
Probably.
Right, post 10 is from Toby Page. This is quite a long one, so I'm gonna just read a bit of it and give you an overlay of it. Evening, guys. Thought I would share a building tip I found in a magazine recently that I used on my first armour build. Thought I would post here for those who may have not seen my build thread. And basically, I think that the details of it is when you've got the rubber wheels, how you make that sort of weighty look on them. And I must admit, I've seen this way of doing it before, where you basically put like a self-tapping screw and actually screw into the plastic hub. And it does really work well, but it's obviously finding the right screw for the different scales.
I think obviously it would depend on what sort of tie. Like, I think on that big Russian truck, that'd be alright. But obviously, you try to do it on something like a Land Rover, 30 Land Rover, you probably
But as I point out, I came up with a far better solution.
Yeah.
Now, I reckon if you self-tap a screw, drill a hole through your base, yeah, self-tap into the vehicle, and then as it screw it in, it will go and pull together. They'll all do it. But you reckon that it ain't going to work?
Unless
no, I
it's
think you're going to break the axles.
Yeah, it'd be fine because it will just,
either that or it just makes
or the screw comes out the top of your tail. That's what a commander. You screw the entire thing and pull it down.
So we did the Mark 4.
Yeah.
It's not actually gloss.
No, that really is glossed down. I think if you pulled it off, it would just come with all the gloss to be clear with the mud that's still on the bottom of it. I bet you could never pull it off. It's like no more nails, that stuff. No.
So I'm just scrolling through it all.
So the other way of doing it, of course, the one I've seen, and I was speaking to guys earlier, is where you actually cut the vinyl out of the middle but leave the walls. So it's like run flat tyres. And then the idea is that under their weight, because obviously you've been taken out the tyre, that they actually fold in and fold down on themselves and they sort of push out. Gives them that sort of weighted look as well. But my problem is you say, with that, it's alright doing like a BTR 35th scale, but if you're doing something a little bit smaller,
That's what I'm saying.
you need quite a small screw, and is it going to do it or just push it in a bit? So bigger, okay on the bigger soft tyres, but if it's a smaller thing, I think it'll be a bit of a problem.
I don't think you have to get vinyl 70 seconds very rare. You would get a vinyl.
No,
Yeah, but like on that 135th Toyota pickup, it's quite small, isn't it?
I can still see it working with that.
Have you got a screw?
Well, that's fine on smaller.
Give him a
enough.
screw.
Yeah,
Got one loose.
that's on small enough to do it.
Yeah.
It'd be like the ones out your glasses that you always lose when they fall out.
I don't know, my glasses.
Donated for cause.
That's it.
What's any suggestions from you, Steve? Considering it's your area of expertise.
Yeah, to be honest, I'd rather go down the resin wheel route. When you look at them, for example, you've just shown, the tyres look more like they're flat and they've got a puncher than they do weighted. Because when they're weighted, they just only slightly go down. You get the bulge in the sidewall. Whereas then it's pulling the tyre base right up to the too far up, and it looks as though they're flat and not weighted. So I'd rather, if I'm doing it, invest in a good set of resin wheels, and then you get more detail anyway on the resin wheels. The Bill's method, that is a way of securing armour models to the bases where they drill from underneath and pull it down.
Oh, so people do that then?
Yeah, they do.
Screwing it. See? Look, professional master modeler me. So that's it, you see. Vindicated. You lot all laughed when I mentioned that earlier. Turns out people actually do that. See?
Lovely.
Master modeler. Anybody need me master tips for flat wheels? Just ask me. Well, playing that, go and have a look at my Jeep, because the seal's gone on one of the tyres. So every 2 weeks I have to put another 5 PSI in it. It keeps going ding, ding, ding. Right rear tyres low. Ding, ding. Yeah, I know. Every 2 weeks it does it, but you can be used to this.
Pick up a,
That's because I was sat on it.
pick up a compressor to your new alternator.
Yeah, constant
Constantly.
I think the hose will get a bit kinked as we're going along though. What I have to do, because I'm cheap, I wait, hang around garages.
So
And when somebody goes away, because they're on timers now, isn't it? As soon as they pull out, I jump in. I only got to do one time. I'm not paying 50p.
I thought one up. I thought I was going to be kind and wait until the thing ran out and then put money in.
Yeah.
After 2 minutes, it's still going.
Yeah.
So I used it. It was still running when I left.
Yeah. That's it.
You must have put like 17 quid in there or something.
Yeah, I've got a big car and it's taking a lot to go into.
It's your hand pay, like.
The bloke with a load of dolls in the back of the car. Yeah, I'm just filling them up.
They're just samples.
Post 11 is from Craig. Hi, Phil and Sid. Phil, glad to see you're feeling better.
Thank you.
I have 2 questions. Question 1. I'm thinking of building all F4 Phantom squadrons, much like you did with the F-18s. Is it easier to get all your kits from one manufacturer and get aftermarket decals for the squadrons, or do you get kits from different manufacturers that have the decals that you need already in the kits?
When I did my giant commission, it was all sort of supplied to me. So what happened with me, the guy would send the kits. I'd have 24 F-18 Hornets would turn up, a box carton load of them, and then the decals all turn up in a giant pack with a PDF and a printout as well, and it would literally say you're doing this version with this one, and that's how it would go. Personally, if I was doing it now, sometimes the aftermarket decals are better. You're going to get the sheets.
Just I haven't done it, but you think if you've got Phil Hasegawa or All Academy, you're going to start, like you were saying earlier, you're going to start to learn where the bits are and you have to do it faster. But if you've got kits, all different ones,
that's it.
You're not going to be able to find the pitfalls and things as quickly.
That's it. So I did all Hasegawa because obviously in there you've got the A, B, the C and the D versions, and then obviously the E and F. You've got it all covered. So by keeping with those, you knew exactly what you get. They're all identical. No problem at all. Decals wise, as I say, all right, Hasegawa, they may do a lot of reboxes, but it won't cover all of that. So it's just a case of going through, getting the sheets, and doing them. But it depends on the scale you're doing. If you're doing 1/72, it needs to be a lot more covered, because a lot of my stuff also involved is I would get it in a 1/72 decal sheet and have to then scan it, make it bigger, print off my own decals. And do it like that.
Best 72nd Phantom's the Fujimi one.
Yeah, oh yeah.
If he's going to try and do a whole squadron for them, he's going to have to keep on eBay for a long time.
Yeah.
So and they go for stupid money. You could
Yeah.
probably pick up a Hasegawa Phantom for that same money you paid for a Fujimi one.
Oh, yeah, that's Rebel one.
Actually, it's not too bad, the Rebel one. The new thing of it.
No, my one.
Oh, not that one. No, not the, that wonderful 1962 British Rebel.
Unless obviously you're trying to do it in 30 seconds.
Yes.
Tons of cameos.
But it depends on your scale. If you're thinking 48, then obviously you're going to want to go through and do it. And also, if somebody said to me, "Can you do us a load of Phantoms?" I'll do Hasegawa ones. I wouldn't actually do the better Academy one because they're too detailed, take too long, too complex. Yeah, you can put together a very nice looking outward shell of a 48 scale Hasegawa Phantom versus in 24 hours if needed. Yeah, than other ones. So yeah.
Question 2. I often hear you say that a certain kit is a rebox of another manufacturer's kit.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to tell this by looking at the box or maybe the kit number? Is there a website that has this info, or is it just knowledge that is gained from years in the hobby. Thanks, guys, from Icy Dallas, Texas.
I suppose most of it's when you actually open the box. You see the sprues are different.
Yeah. Sometimes they do actually say on the box.
Hold up their hands.
Yeah, they hold up their hands and say kit buy, but very rarely do they do that. Site called Steve with all the history of kits. Do you know?
Scalemates.
Scalemates. What you can actually do if you go on Scalemates and put in the type of aircraft you're on about, normally it will tell you immediately the kit, who's reboxed it, in what markings and everything else. So that's quite handy little resource. You're right, you've got a bit red-eyed there.
That's because I sneezed.
What, your eyes open?
Yeah.
Told you about that. So yeah, that would be my thing. Again, usually if you post up before and say, is this a rebox, does anyone know? Somebody will know. You know, sometimes they're very good reboxes at a fraction of the price. I'm thinking anything from Hasegawa reboxed by Rebel.
Yeah.
So Harriers, they're a bargain.
Or you can go the other way, which is where you go, like the Italy Hurricane.
Yeah.
Tammy redone that.
That's right.
Whack the price up a lot more.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So you just have to be a little bit of knowledge.
It's generally somebody else's
Yeah, I
box.
think, well, the only Edard ones are, isn't it? The recent new ones they've done themselves. Obviously, the series is their own, isn't it? And they're quite
Spitfire series, yeah.
and their own, and the 109s. The other ones, if you're looking at F-15s and all their armour and everything, tends to be Academy type things, yeah. So, and like Hobby Boss for the Danger Zone F-14, which is a good kit. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Post quote is from Andy. Hi Phil, Sid and Ben. Looking forward to another great show tonight. Quick question. I've seen mentioned elsewhere about using normal decorators' white vinyl paint to pour into jet inlets to make them nice and smooth. Have you ever tried it? And if so, what were the results like?
Yes, I tried gloss and I tried, which was don't do it, gloss. And I tried normal emulsion. As I say, just take the intake, dip it, wipe the excess all off with a damp sponge when it's still wet. I thought it would work, it doesn't. It's usually because what happens is it doesn't dry, and then if you put it down, you get a heavy mark, and then it gets a run and a skin and all those areas. But also because it's in an intake, they don't dry particularly. Hello, that's new. We still on? Steve, you still see us?
Yeah, you did freeze for a moment, but you've just joined. The Flurry Models has just joined us. Oh, you've gone again. They've left again now.
Oh.
So somebody were.
I don't know who that was. I say you ain't got an X on your thingy, so.
No, we're all good.
No, it's back to not. You did keep freezing, then gone to mine. Another.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Someone's hacking into the system.
Yeah, everyone come off the Wi-Fi.
You can go on to automatic stuff as well.
Have we?
Yeah, automatic voice thingy changing over.
Where did that come up?
I don't know.
Well, with Game 2 viewers.
When Steve started talking, it went on to him.
Oh, right.
With Game 2 viewers, it must be the drama.
That's all right. Well, if we lose, perhaps it then flips to Steve.
Steve, talk.
Hello!
Yeah.
Ah, right. Yeah, it's gone on to auto mode. Right, okay. Hello.
And if you go off, they come over to me.
Ah, so that's it. So if we...
So I could have a chat about you three.
Yeah, we'll just go.
Yeah, that's it. We have to watch it, see what you say.
Yeah. So it didn't work well then for you.
No. As I say, the problem that I had with it, it just didn't dry. And I actually, to be honest, I tried it on a Crusader. So they've got a long, deep intake on that, on the Hasegawa one. And what happened was I thought, oh, that's dry. And then I started working on it. Next thing you know, paint. And obviously it was wet down the far end, and then eventually it ran all the way to the front, and it made a real mess with it.
He's put the bottom of it. Nice to meet you all at the Huddersfield show again. And I promise next time not to forget to take all my bags home with me. Sorry.
Oh no, I've got an apology then because we've still got it here.
Oh, have you now?
Yeah.
Oh.
And what it was, I promised Mel the address, and I blame now Ben because I'm brilliant at blaming other people for everything I do. But because Ben was here, we were filming, Mel did the post and went, and it still didn't go. It will go out tomorrow, I promise. So it's Ben's fault. So Ben, what have you got to say for yourself?
Well, hello, shall
Post 13 is Joshua. How do I take care of scratches on canopies? Would I use the same method as I would for cleaning off seam lines?
Yeah, it depends on the scratch. If you're talking it's just a light scuff, then a couple of swipes with a buffer, which are now back in stock. Only been out of stock since November. But the flooring models, buffer is brilliant for that type of thing because you just use the blue side wet and then come in with the white side and that will take care of it. If it's a bit deeper and we're talking a proper scratch in it, then you might want to dip it. Purely because obviously that will help fill that particular scratch. If you've got anything that's nearing a crack, then that's a different matter. You're not really going to get rid of it. So just be a little bit wary of it.
Okay.
But just be careful when you're buffing. Remember, stick a little bit of putty, blue tack or white tack up inside it. So when you're buffing it, you don't crack it. Because let's face it, we've all done it. Alright, it's just me. Fair enough. I'll post it. I can.
Post 14 is Mika. Hello everyone. I have a slight problem with my F-16I Supper build, knife fighter. Same one you have done. Canopy seems to fit good, but I have to slightly push down the front end to make it sit properly. I did sand a little bit from the front, but it still bends a lot. Still bends a little bit, but not the front. I think the bottom edge angle of the canopy is slightly different than the angle on the fuselage. It would be difficult to sand it to fit properly. If I glue with PVA glue, I'm thinking it would not hold it because the upward force would be too much for that glue. So should I try using a little bit of super glue or tamming it extra thin and hope the canopy won't fog up? Or should I just try and to sand it to fit or something else? Thanks and have a nice evening all.
I think if it, obviously it depends on how far it's pushing out and blowing. I take it you're probably going to do it canopy closed. So my advice would be is to literally glue it down as best as you can, not using super glue or probably tam extra thin. If you have done some of the old gump, wherever it is, the welds with the styrene, that doesn't fog as much, tends to be more localized. You can put a drop of that in. Then my way would be to fill the gap all the way around the bottom of the canopy and then do it. Because the thing is, if you're going to have it closed, you're probably not going to notice. Because you can just paint up that lower section and no one's going to notice it.
If you use overless super glue, it won't fog it up.
Yeah.
You could probably do a little bit of filling there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, be careful, obviously, it doesn't run back in.
Yeah, that would be my worry. Because if you're going to glue a canopy shut,
or
it's one way.
Crystal clear.
Yeah, or crystal clear. As you say, crystal clear, and actually once it's dried, it's got quite a good bite capability. It will hold pretty well.
They're frozen again. And that concludes our chat on Yorkshire puddings. Next week,
After meringue before.
Yeah.
So yeah, would you do it any other way?
I'd probably try using a bit of extra thin because I don't tend to find that fogs that much. Very rarely had a problem with it fogging on canopies. I know a lot of people say don't use it, but
I suppose if it's got room to breathe.
Yeah,
yeah. One side. If you go for the problem side and just do the or tack it in place, then yeah, you can use that. But otherwise, it could be worth get the rubber bands out, your clamps out.
Yeah, pin it down.
Really pin it down, and then use a good strong PVA.
Yeah. I think, you know, as you say, the trouble is that shit with me cursor. I can't find my cursor. I think the trouble with that type of thing, especially with an F16 canopy, is that the worry areas you've got is the bit where the instrument combing comes up the side. If you get glue and it happens to then track in and then goes in up the side of the canopy and then touches the clear, it's going to fog it. And that's where your super glue area is going to be. If you've got a canopy that's a little bit more like an F4, for instance, that runs around all the way around the front, there's not a lot it's going to get between the layers of. But if you've got a canopy that's got, you know, your canopy sort of like this, but your instrument panel like that as well, and there isn't much of a gap between the two, that's where you get the fogging. But if you've got a nice gap, you have no problem. Like, for instance, when I tend to do phantoms, that bar one that's usually a clear piece in the middle between the front and rear canopies, I normally just extra thin that, because you've got a nice distance between the clear part and the plastic, and you need it to be a really strong fit.
It's like with this. This whole section here is all clear. Obviously, but the glass is there. So because obviously you need to get that straight, because that whole piece at the top, like the cone at the back, is one piece of glass. Extra thin that to get that strong. And then I extra thinned. Obviously, got a big gap there, so extra thin the wing roots. And then just obviously just where it's going to join other glass physically up and the front. Just use crystal clear. That worked a treat.
So there we go. No problem at all.
There's a boomerang. I thought it was a boomerang.
It's not a boomerang. It's half a plane. You should know that.
Post 15 is from Anthony. Evening, gentlemen. Looking forward to another great show tonight. Phil, excellent work on the Jaguar. I'm taking notes for my build later this year. We'll be doing the single seat and two-seater in the retirement scheme, and he's got a picture of it. Couple of photos to share. You might want to do your inner picture thingy.
God, do we dare?
If you want to try. If not, don't. Finished off my 32nd SU27UB flanker. More photos later.
Very nice.
Yeah,
the Harris scheme. I must admit, I've got the decal set for that one, the retirement scheme.
That's a big
Or
book.
the Alliance. We were speaking about this because I also have the book.
I'll say that's a picture of your book. I recognise that picture.
That is that picture. They can't
You
see
can't
that.
see that because
Hold
I
on.
got on there.
So there we go.
He's going to go over his map.
No, it's not. See, I'm almost like, you know, I should be in casualty. You know, with things going.
See, if my consultant was here now, he'd slap you silly for saying that. It has been called casualty for about 40 years.
EMU in it? Is it EMU, Emergency Medical Unit?
No,
Amy.
that's MAU, Medical Assessment Unit.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's called Emergency Department.
Oh,
It's not even called Accident and Emergency anymore.
so it's not
because-
A&E anymore?
It is up north.
Yeah.
No, it's not even A&E anymore. Because they'd rather just call it an emergency department.
It's ED.
So it's ED now.
So it's ED.
So that's just made somebody else
No,
another
Russia.
load of money now, just to do new signs saying ED.
I'm just going to rush you to ED.
But the
Yeah.
best bit is,
I'm going to rush you to Ed.
most signs you still see A&E.
I'm going to rush you to Ed.
So some sign maker's son now is making a fortune.
Right, we'll see you guest.
Yes.
You can read page 2.
Go
So
on,
we're
look.
at page 1.
That's it, nice and clear. We're off to the pub.
Right, I'll go see what my private message is.
Well, everyone's saying
Ready
we
for
keep
you.
getting the logo. There's a siren going off.
Oh, hello.
Model logo keep popping up. So I've just said that's Ron. How about now? I've just done to Ron. So yeah, hopefully we're right now.
Yeah, off you go, start reading. Good luck. No pressure.
See how much that education.
Right,
this
post
for
6.
the youth.
Post
Yeah.
16, Chris. Good evening, gents. My question tonight is about metallizers. I know the general preference and best results for modern jets, exhausts, panels, etc. are products such as alkalides and Mr. Metal colors. But if you had to use acrylics, how would you go about doing something like the camshell effect on an F4 using an airbrush? Regards, Chris.
My favourite colours, if you're talking down that way, and I need to get some new ones, is the Citadel, which are the Games Workshop colours. Citadel, that one. Is it alright?
Yeah, it still says it's connected.
Oh, so apparently we're still playing. The picture trousers up. For God's sake!
Well, they can't see it.
They can.
Oh my God!
It's not even the watershed yet.
Yeah, that's it. Due to technical difficulties, we cut off.
That's what sirens were.
I tidied up with these sodas down there.
Oh right, okay. So he's had a tidy up. So he's moving his Citadels. Citadels, as far as acrylic painting for metals, I think are the best out there. They are absolutely fantastic to be hand painted, and they're fantastic if you're gonna be putting through the airbrush. Although you do thin them a lot, they're really nice, and they give the best metal effect by far. You can obviously lighten and darken as you go. You know, and then obviously if we're doing heat blurring, things like that, you can obviously add colours, all the other thing as well, the Tamiya weathering sets with the blue, the brown, and the various bits and pieces. Not over his models, God, drink it as well. Which I did have in here, but I've lost them again.
And I can show you the.
Have you moved the weathering sets?
But I've got these
Have you
ones.
sold mine?
Ones that look like this, but are not.
They look
actually
like that,
ones.
but I've got one that's blue, a brown, and another funny metally colour.
Yeah.
Which are they're like eyeshadow, but they work really well. Which is something I intend to do a little bit later.
Cool. Post 17, Ian. Hi lads. I'm glad you're over the bird Ebola.
That's the one, Steve. Hold on.
Oh.
Steve got it. That's the one. Steve.
Yeah, that's a silver and gunmetal, but yeah, I've got the red one as well somewhere.
Yeah.
You can use any type of pastel really.
Yeah.
To give that heat effect. Purples, blues.
Mm-hmm.
Could you use clear?
Oh yeah, of course. Obviously, you can use the Tamiya clears as well if you want to. The nice thing about those makeup sets is you can buff them with your finger and put them in really nice. Sid knows he used for eyeshadow, didn't he?
I do.
Yeah. And for when he's out on a Saturday night around Helston.
That's his makeup.
Where do I recognise him from? Yeah. Yeah.
Dear, my secret's out.
Yeah.
Right.
You're saying?
Post 17, Ian. Okay. Hi lads. I'm glad you're over the bird Ebola, and hopefully you haven't infected Ben. It probably happened tomorrow.
Yeah.
On the way home.
It starts with a sore throat.
I'm not talking about flu.
Yeah. Right. You know where I am today?
At work.
For a stupid Arctic cold Montreal.
Look, it's just winter. Get over it.
Yeah.
You've had a bit of snow.
So what?
Honestly, it's
Come.
fine.
Apparently something's been flying big time. Apparently it's this mojo.
Oh.
Yeah, the mojo's been flowing big time for me, and I have finished up a number of the shelf queens.
What's she doing something right?
Changing subject, talking of snow now, have you seen the one on YouTube with a cat? And she opens up the door and it's just like a solid thing, half of it is like snow. So she's got the cat biscuit, she's like, 2 balls, 2 balls. And then with that, you know that advert, the cat biscuit one,
Goes
it comes
through the
through
wall, yep.
It comes through the pile of snow at the door, and like, it comes through. You're expecting it to jump over it, and she goes bang, straight through it, and there's snow all through the house.
Okay. My question right now is for Ben. Being any tutorials for painting either 70-second, 48 scale figures, like for the video?
Yes.
Was Mr. Flory for one?
No, because that's not 48.
It is.
Oh, have you not done it?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah.
He did.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
he
it's not the 48 ones I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted
Yeah,
48.
obviously, we won't
Yeah.
go into. He's done the 70-second versions
Yeah.
and the 144 pilots.
Well, I think I could
Ron, he's bound to have some 144 pilots.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could do the figures for your boat.
He could, couldn't he?
Yeah. And then Steve. Steve needs a full crew.
Oh, he's just broken.
Yeah, he's just broken his leg. Chewed him off at the knees.
He's got a leg less.
They are
Put your hand up behind it. That's it.
70 second, same process as normal.
Really?
So paint your base colours and your flesh and stuff. Use washes and dry brushing.
And now he's got no feet.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
dead.
He's dead, that one. Bless.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you can now do Steve's crew. So on the way home, if you pop to Huddersfield, he'll
Oh
give you
yes,
the
this is my
entire
version.
Steve's crew at 1 to 200 scale. It will need a full crew for a Missouri battleship.
Definitely.
You get me photo edge.
Several thousand want this, so.
Was there? Oh, 1,000.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a piece of cake. You don't have to do them all. 500 will be fine.
So that's 25 per person.
Yeah.
Quid to me. Per person.
Quid? You charge?
Yeah.
This is for the love of the hobby.
That's what you thought.
Hey, look, I'll
Yeah,
give
that's
you
what
out
you
for a
thought.
slap up meal.
No, you slapped more than that.
Okay. Post 18 from Jimmy. Hello guys. Wondered if Phil could show his various airbrushes and tell us what he likes and dislikes about the different ones. Thanks for doing these shows, Jimmy.
Right, okay, well, I think we all...
Get the collection out.
My favourite
It'd be all
airbrush,
night if you did that.
Cheers.
and it's so that good, I've got two of them. I've got two Infinities, Harder and Steenbeck Infinities, both always run the 0.2 needle set. What is he doing? Oh, that's it, he's trying to destroy everything in the background. Oh, that's not mine.
You got it here?
Yeah, but technically it is mine. There's a reason for that one, only comes at certain clouded moments. We have the Evolution. This is the old original version. Now they do the CR Plus. Always get the CR Plus. CR Plus just means it's triple chrome plated. It also has all the Teflon seals and all the goodies inside. Well worth it. The AL version of the Evo, to be honest, that is the same price as one of those. Buy that one, not that one. It's overpriced just because it's lightweight. I've also got we've got the Iwata Eclipse. This is the HPCS. Lovely airbrush, don't get me wrong, but I don't like it. You can't take the colour cup off. The air control is all or nothing. You can't actually do much with the air. Obviously, you can control the paint flow, but the air is all or nothing. That's why I don't particularly like them. Then you've got what I think is the bargain airbrush, which is the Neo. This is the Neo by Iwata, although it's not by somebody else. CN, lovely little airbrush. And then for the trigger one, you've actually got, which is another Neo, but this is the trigger version of the Neo, which, again, for the money, I think they're an absolute bargain. If people are asking me what to go for, Sid, funnily enough, has one, is the Evolution CR Plus. It's, I think, the perfect airbrush. It does everything you could always ask for. If you want to spend a little bit more money for a few little gadgets on the back, then go with the Infinity CR Plus as well, and you'll be good to go with that. So that would be my recommendation, is to go with the CR Plus, which looks just like one of those. Evolution, but if you want to spend that little bit more than an Infinity, it's very nice. The reason also I like the Harder and Steenbeck airbrushes, they're just so easy to use, easy to clean, and all the parts are interchangeable. So if you are like me and gone a bit overboard buying airbrushes over the year, as any of these parts fit each other. So they're all interchangeable. So you can use the nozzles, the needles, the end caps, the colour cups, and all the rest of it. Even the triggers, everything. All
You can't mix the needle sizes, can you?
Unless you've got
With the ends. You got.
Oh yeah, the nozzles. Obviously, you have a 0.2 nozzle, a 0.15 nozzle.
So be careful when you do that bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But generally, everything I use here has got a 0.2 in it. Apart from actually the Evo these days got a 0.4 in it. Purely because I've bent a 0.2 and I've got a 0.4.
that paint, that cut. Look at the paint in that cut.
Oh, some paint in that.
Tons.
Is that from earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, we never cleaned that one.
Never mind.
Whoops.
We've gone out on that before.
Yeah. So yeah, that would, as I said, the Evolution CR Plus is a beautiful airbrush. Go for that. If you can afford the extra, go for the Infinity CR Plus, and if you want a compressor, go for the what are they called? Sparmax 610H. Beautiful compressor. Still got mine. To be honest, it loads and is slightly quieter now. I think that's bedded in than my 620, which is the big brother to it.
Mine's very nice.
Yours very nice. Very, very nice.
I'm going to build a little cupboard for it soon.
Oh, yeah? Got a little name on its door.
Yeah.
Brian lives here.
Okay.
I've got loads of foam for it as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
Post 19 from Simon Webb. Hi chaps, jolly good to see you all both again after having taken a short break away from modelling. to teach a couple of the lads how to fly radio-controlled aircraft. I'm pleased to say, so far my students have not crashed. Really missed the site lately, and I'm itching to get back into it all. Tonight's question is, when will Phil be doing a diorama featuring builds and teaching us the required techniques necessary to do it? Great to see you, lads. Simon.
Yeah.
So radio control flying. Somebody's been on my flight sim for the last 2 nights, and he's almost got that taking off now in the Mustang. Just about.
Can he fly?
Yeah. Diorama, as I say, I am doing a little diorama. Alright, it's a base, not really a diorama. Yours is a diorama. That's a diorama. Mine's more of a big base. But it is going to have figures on it now, because I've painted 4. Well, no.
2.
Just 3.5. Because you did the face on one, but I haven't fully done it, did you? Or did you finish them off?
No, I didn't do that.
Oh, so you mean I've got to do that as well?
Yeah.
Yes, you'll do something on your own.
Jesus. Well, I did 2 of them.
Yeah.
So yes, apart from that, I haven't got any mass plans to do a big diorama as such at the moment. There's a few models I want to get down in the bag. Obviously, we're very close to finishing off these 2. Going to push straight back in. It looks like it's going to be the Sea Harrier, and we're going to do the Meng Bradley. And looking forward to doing them, because obviously it's in sand and desert. This is going to be more mud and European weathered, so it'd be nice to do the difference in that. Then I've got a big project coming on after that one. I think I'm on all the.
But you still be working, because I'm going to make sure of it.
Well, you can come with me.
You get to come here.
I'm going to come here.
Yeah, I'm going to from Waikiki Beach. I'll be here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying that Hans isn't here this week, because that's where he is.
Yeah. I'm going to get you on the beach.
Yes.
Having your cocktail.
Yep.
Answering
questions.
Yeah.
Sorry, the connection's
Thank you very
really,
much.
really
Yeah.
bad.
That's right. Mel's got a new iPad now. It'll be fine.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, we can do it for that. It's right. But yeah, I must admit, I have a book. Show me the book. Show me the book.
Book. Well,
To review. I haven't got a book. It's his job. But
I've just sent a nice text message saying nice book.
yeah.
My book now.
It is called Landscapes of War: The Greatest Guide to Dioramas, and it's volume 1, and it is by.
Roderick.
No, I was looking for that one.
Alright.
Oh, go on.
It looks like a Unicorn or Acorn Press.
Oh, right. Yeah, Acorn
Oh,
Press.
Steve's died.
Oh, look, Steve just dropped him.
Cost-wise, I don't know because it doesn't got the thingy on it. Oh,
Yeah, no, there's a PayPal thing in
there's a
there.
PayPal
What's
inside of
that
it, but whether that's the actual price of it, I'm not saying it online just in case we get John into
Oh, go on.
Lynn.
Go on, fellas.
But
$4.99.
the invoice says £25.
25! Did you hear that, Lynn?
That's disgraceful.
Gee. And it was only a tenner postage.
It was.
And I paid that for a brush.
Yeah, that's it. You paid less than that for a paintbrush.
Yeah. Bless him.
Bless.
But yes, no, nice book.
So yeah, that is a very nice book. Show the camera again.
So there you go.
So yes, lovely book, that one. And I will be reviewing it this week, so we'll get that
Good.
one up as well, because it does look very nice.
And I must admit, I've had a quick flick through, and it's got some lovely techniques in it.
Yeah,
Got some
we've
lovely-
all had a
lovely
bit of a flick
techniques.
through that, and there is some very interesting stuff.
John, I'm afraid he's got some sticky tape pages on it, but I think that's more down to the Haribos than anything else.
Yeah, that old chestnut.
Yeah.
Lovely.
But yeah, no, some really nice, especially for anybody like me who's getting into the water scenes and stuff like that, on music dioramas. It's got some lovely tips in it.
Fantastic.
So yes, very enjoyable.
Very good.
That's why I'm keeping it here so I can have a look at it in a minute.
Right. Next.
Yes,
Okay.
come on, top choice.
Choice number 20. Alan. Hi to everyone on the show tonight and all the forum members watching. Glad you feel better, Phil, and hope Mel's get well too.
Oh, wait on that. Right.
Questions for Phil.
Oh,
Reference the Flory models. Is it possible to put 3 more washes on top of each other on a AFV without rubbing the previous wash off? What I mean is, dark wash for pin washing, rub off isn't as necessary. Rust in areas, rub off. Sand wash for in and around panels, rub off, and for dust effects. Would I keep rubbing the previous wash off, or do I need to seal each wash before I move on to the next stage? Hope this makes sense. Cheers, Alan. hope the big writing makes it easier for Phil. Rock on, Sid.
Yes, basically, in a nutshell, if you're going to be rubbing quite hard and doing a lot of heavy work with it, probably best to seal between coats, okay? But if you're just going to be literally putting it down like I've been doing on this one, the same type of thing with pigments, different layers of it, you can go down, put down one layer, get most of it off to where you want to be, put the next one on, and then take it off, and you can work your way through. The wash is very strong. It will hold on. It's not just going to come clean off every time. It's going to take a little bit of work to move it through. So it just depends on how you're going to use it. If you're thinking of it, as you said, if you were going to do it for shadowing, chucking your wash on, then rub it all off, you'd be okay then to put the next one off, because the rust you're going to probably do more localized, and then with a dust effect, perhaps using sand or grime over the top of that, it should be absolutely fine. So if you're going to be rubbing heavy, then obviously put a protective coat between them. But if it's just going to be done for effect, like rubbing, then you'll be fine, because it's got a good grip.
Yeah. Cool. Have you seen the next one?
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not reading this page.
Oh, right.
Post 21 from Neil.
Thank you, Neil.
So, just wondered, is there ever a use by date for paints? And how do you, I think it's basically like, once they're all knackered, how do you sort of regenerate them? Like just add thinners and stir, or should I stop being cheap and buy new pots? By the way, for the Destroy My Model section, I have a suggestion for the cars. You could do a scale test of a JATO rocket car urban myth.
Oh, the JACTO system. Do you remember the one? The myth is that I think he was a US Air Force reservist, borrowed a JACTO system from
I think that's what
stuck it on the back of its car. And the urban legend is he took off on a freaking freeway.
That's what this is, I think.
Oh,
so
right. Yeah, he takes off on a
Arizona
freeway.
Highway Patrol were mystified when they came upon a pile of submerged wreckage in the side of a cliff above the metal debris resembled the site of an aeroplane crash. Just trying to vaporize means the automobile basically made the make unidentifiable. The folk in the lab finally figured out what it was and pieced together the events that led up to this. It seems that the former Air Force sergeant who somehow got hold of a jet-assisted takeoff unit and a solid rocket fuel to give military aircraft an extra push on takeoff. The operator was driving a '67 Chevrolet Impala, ignited the JTO about 3.5 miles from the crash site. It was established at the location. Melted strips of, I can't read this.
Yeah, well, basically, they did this on Mythbusters and proved it is definitely an urban myth, because that's what they did. They tried it twice to stick a rocket on it and get it to go. Once it just blew up on the spot, and the second it went, but not that far.
And the vehicle quickly reached between 250 and 300 miles an hour and continued at speed under full power for an additional 20-25 seconds. The soon-to-be pilot experienced G-forces reserved for dogfighting F-14s on full afterburner. The Chevy remained on the straight highway for approximately 2.5 miles before the driver applied the brakes, which completely melted them, blew the tyres, and leaving thick rubber marks on the road surface. The vehicle became airborne for an additional 1.5 miles.
Yeah, but it's still an urban myth because there was no record of actually doing it. It's a bit like the old-fashioned one, isn't it, where apparently a copper tried to keep a radar speed gun on a tornado and it almost killed the copper by doing its self-defense system. Yeah, bit of a myth, that one, because it wouldn't actually work like that. But apparently the police were claiming the military had buggered theirs. I've already got a scorch mark in the, from when the chimney and the log fell out of that and set fire to the decking.
No.
Or careers off into the shed and burns all the
So yeah, but we'll have to find bigger places to do these things, and the bomb site might be the one. Take it with us. Anyway, the original question was.
Can we do it?
No, the other thing.
That was the original question.
Oh right, yes, we can blow things up.
Oh no. The sorry, use by date.
Use by paints, yes, that's it. A bit more track. No, none of them carry a use by date. And it is that thing. Sometimes, if they look bad, by the time you try and put it through your airbrush and all the rest of it, it's just going to be a nightmare because it's going to clog, spit, and fill up your airbrush with all the nasties. So sometimes it's just as easy to chuck it. Very good.
Cool. Right.
Grasshopper.
Post 22 from Martin. Hi guys, loving the live shows, but have to admit I don't always get to watch them live.
It's alright, nor do you.
Nor do I, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I have one question for you. It's for Steve Sutcliffe.
Yay!
As funny looking in real life as it appears on screen. That's what it is.
What, he is?
That's what it says.
What are they talking about
I have
you?
one question for you. Is that Steve Sutcliffe as funny looking in real life?
You are?
He appears on screen. Some Martin Ramsden.
Oh, Martin Ramsden.
Oh, I'll let Martin off. So if you want Martin, you've gone straight on the phone and hit the ban button, so I'll let Martin off.
Yeah, that ex-member, Mr. Ramsden. You can't drink, keep going. Honestly. Kids of today, they've got no stamina, have they?
Post 23 from Dave. Hi chaps, nice to see you all back in action. Hi Ben 2. Question: Have
you been too?
Yep.
Ben one?
No, I lost it. Probably in that eye. Have you got any tips for dealing with very small parts? That make up larger parts, especially on armour. I've got a few pieces snapped when removed from the sprue and mixed results, put them back together to make larger parts. Thanks in advance. P.S. I've noticed on your eBay page, if you buy more than one item, it puts multiple post and packaging, i.e. 4 washes at £12.80 at post and packaging. Will this be reduced when you go to checkout?
I don't know. It's nothing to do with me.
But if you remember, isn't it you're supposed to do it by the site?
Yeah, if you remember, do it via the site. Trust me. You want to go in to the members area, log in, and then you've got members offers as well, and you get the discount on the full sets of washes and sanders and all the other.
If you're an up-to-date member, don't go onto the eBay store. Go into actually the site.
Yeah, but the eBay store, I must admit, it's nothing to actually do with me. It's part of the sales team. It's their side of it. I wouldn't even know what they're even doing in there or what even's in there. The main site, obviously, I know what's going on there. It doesn't. It's flat rate. From our point of view on the site, which is £3.50 on order, all orders anywhere in the world, doesn't matter, and then it's free over £60. I thought theirs was £3.50 as well, to be honest. But
yeah, on eBay it sometimes does that if you're buying a lot of stuff from one person, but out at checkout it'll either even itself out, or Mel will probably just send a refund for their excess postage. That's how it usually works.
Yeah, I think that if it's saying £3.50 with the multiples, to say you'll probably get either a refund on the rest of the postage or discount change. I think some of them it does a final total or something and does it, but I must admit I haven't been there. So
I must admit, I've not looked on the eBay store yet.
No,
Yeah.
it's a newish thing. I think they've had it a couple of months now. It's been like 2 months or something since Christmas. Anyway, they've had it.
So, any tips for dealing with very small parts that make up to big stuff?
Yeah. Steve, you do lots of small parts.
On the way.
Yeah. No small parts. I think if you're removing it from the sprue, you need. I tend to use them side cutters, UMM ones that Phil don't like.
It's not I don't like. It's just mine are big
These ones.
And he's still didn't bring him up to Huddersfield.
Yeah.
So they're very good. you can put the sprue on your workbench, and I've been using that just a single side razor blade, and they're brilliant for taking little bits off. You just, straight down, cut through anything. So they're really good. And I think if you're cutting a bit off and you break it, what I tend to do is I'll super glue it back on, or use Tamiya extra thin and then just sand it normally. But yeah, good little cutters. Best thing for getting them off.
I must admit, I use a hot blade.
Yeah. If you, especially, I think sometimes with me as well, when you get something that's really long but very thin,
So
if you put scissors in, the tension, and it goes ding in the middle. So I'm like you, I'll warm up a blade and then just melt it through.
I'll melt it enough away from the actual part, and then obviously once it's off, I will then cut it with the scissors.
Yeah.
But to actually get it off the sprue, I use a warm blade, hot blade.
Yeah, I must admit, I do the same thing with hot blade. Just get a lighter, do the knife, get it hot, and then just push it through, and it is the hot knife through butter. These, it's not that I think they're crap or anything. Just that I think mine are blunt.
Yeah, but you
because everybody, I know, and it's not just Steve saying, I've had other people say, mine are brilliant. You just snip, and I said, mine don't.
You forgot to take them up as well.
I did forget to take them up. Look, I'm amazed we made it ourselves.
Yeah, that's true.
But
one more thing is also don't just rush into cutting the part off. Just think about it, where it would likely fracture or snap when you are cutting it off. You can obviously support it with your finger, or cut one end first, or cut in the middle first, and think about it like that as well.
Yeah, it is. It's that thing. Plan ahead a little bit, isn't it? And knowing where you're going to. Yeah. Sometimes it's easier to cut further away from the part than it is to cut right up close, because you're likely to make more damage to it, and then you can go through it afterwards.
Post 24 from Ari. Hi guys, what's the best way for dealing with too deep panel lines? Something you use like Airfix kits with deep panel lines. What's the best way to sort of even that?
Mr. Surfacer, give it a coat of that. Is normally my way of dealing with it. If you've got one of those kits where they're really soft and shallow, I usually just go across it and fill it with Mr. Surfacer, sand it all back, and then put a new one in. A nice, crisp, sharp one is normally my way of doing it.
Crisp but too deep, even if you go for your priming and that.
Yeah.
They'll generally fill out.
Yeah. But as you say, if you're in a situation where they are really softy ones like this, sometimes just fill them and just put a new panel line in. Or the other way, of course, is to rescribe that sharp panel line, that soft panel line, put a sharp one right in it, then backfill it and then scribe again, because you'll find it will get down in that little bit again, and it gives you a slightly better one running across. But yeah, sometimes I'm thinking like the old Airfix ones. Some of the early recessed Airfix stuff's really, really soft, and it's literally just like a scoop rather than an engraved line. It's more of a pit. And some of those I ended up just literally chucking in the Mr. Surfacer 500, sand it, just put a new panel line in afterwards and do it that way.
Cool. Okay, post 25 from Ludwig, I hope I said that right. Good evening, Masters. I have a question concerning ink wash. I've tried the exact formula that Phil uses in his tutorial with the same brand, etc. However, I'm not pleased with the results I'm getting. It's hard to explain, so I've drawn a simple picture to illustrate my problem. See, not on it in a picture thing.
Right, okay.
That's page 25 on page 2.
Trouble with having monitors all over the place.
You were close to it, then you could have stayed at the bottom.
No, because it's on the next page.
No, I meant to get onto that page.
Yeah, but you
I
can
can't
see
see
it.
it.
Speaker.
I can.
What, you left a bit?
We'll give it the mouse nod, don't we?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll keep
I can talk.
I wonder what I'm doing wrong, since I get the wash everywhere and don't want it in the areas closest to the detail. Is totally clean. What could the issue be? Oops. No.
Oh, he's he lost it? Almost.
What could the issue be? Not glossy enough. Too much little flow improver. Too much little ink. Anyway, Cheers, guys.
So what's the problem? It's not actually going up to. It's giving them a. That's better. Okay, raise detail, wash apply, wash dry. Okay. It looks like. We got a private message.
We've had that since you
Oh, right. It looks like what's happening is that it's drying outward. So it maybe your wash needs a tiny little bit more of something to help break the surface capillary action, surface tension, to make it flow neater around things. So it may be a case of adding a drop more sort of flow improver into that one, or retarder, just to help it break the surface tension, the mix, and things like that with it. Or it may be that it's a little bit too thin. If you thicken it up a little bit, it might help just to make it go around there a little bit tighter. I must admit, I don't have that problem at all. And I've been using it. I used ink on the figures today, just as a bit of a different way of doing it, and didn't have any problems either. Of it actually gripping. And when I used it in, I can't see it, but I did all the inside wells with the jag. It's all done with ink. No problem with that either. So
it must be with the stuff that I've obviously had from you. Obviously, you give me a small amount of the neat stuff. I've been mixing it with airbrush thinner, not for cleaner.
Yeah.
And I've done what you said. You know, very, very little amount of the ink, but then a reasonable amount of the thinner, the cleaner. And it was, again, I've not had any issues as well.
Yeah.
And it seems to flow quite well.
It's just general today's top tip, isn't it? Cleaner rather than thinner.
Yeah, I think sometimes, as I say, wherever it is, if you're going to do the flow improver and all the rest of it, sometimes it's better just to use the airbrush cleaner, because as we now know, through definitely playing it over the last couple of days, this has got a retarder in it. And the reason we know that is because you did a little test in your palette, and under the lights, and he's got a China palette, heavy brick.
Yeah.
It's like a mortuary slab. And he put his paint in there, and say on these lights, it dries it almost instantly. Drop of that, he was fine with it, no problem at all. Yeah, if we tried thinner, wasn't it, and stuff, it was like straight away dry.
He was doing thinning all his Tamiya when he was painting.
Yeah.
One time we went in straight, he was dragging.
Yeah, so little thing was, classic. I tried to do his helmet steady on his figure. And when I did it, I did one, and the same thing. I had one of these tiny little shot glasses we were playing with earlier, and literally the upturned top of it, had it down here. I had it with thinners in there, had a paintbrush, added a little tiny bit of the actual the green, went around, not a single drag mark, no problem, and it dried very smooth and even. The next one I thought, I'll just paint the top of it. Tried it with neat paint, put it on there, it dragged it, left brush marks, and it had like a skin on it almost immediately. So I'm not doing any more jokes about skin on the jump.
Fair enough.
Ludwig is always post 26, also from him. It's going back to what we were talking about earlier about Reeboks and kits. He's put a link for Scale Mates. So it says there's normally a timeline on there for certain kits showing you the original tooling as well.
Yeah.
So thanks for that. Post 27 from Paul A. Hi all, looking to get some balancing weights for my next plane. First time I've needed them. Found the Ivin sticks on weights for around $3.99. Would this be a good option, or is it better to get weights out there? Where would I get them from?
Just a tackle shop.
Church roofs. Actually, I don't know where it is. It must be under there. Look, just go and find someone who's a roofer and just say you've got a bit of cut of lead. Because to be honest, when we had the roof done on this, they yanked all the old lead off, all the bits and pieces, because they just did it. And I had a sheet like this, which I'm still hacking my way through. And literally, you can obviously chop it up to what it is to me, and it's free. But if you do want to do the other one, fishing weight, probably the
fishing weights you can get, or you can go buy big lots of little ball bearings.
Yeah.
Which you can put like small areas.
Oh look, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's basically lead shot.
Yeah.
And if you go on eBay, they sell it as diving weights, and it comes in either. That's how I got it, in just a plastic bag as diving weights, and because finding lead shot on its own is quite tricky. But if you go for diving weights, and you get a kilogram for £3, and it'll last you a lifetime. And good thing is, obviously, with it being small, you can put it in little gaps, and if you mess up, you can just feed it in through little holes. So
it's that thing again. If you don't put the name modelling on it,
yeah, if you don't call it a modelling item, it'll be peanuts. You
Yeah.
put the word modelling weight on there, charge you a fortune.
Or if you've got a friend who works as a mechanic,
Yeah.
ball bearings out of wheel bearings,
Yeah.
actual balls,
Mhm.
yeah, they can just knock them out. They've got tons of those at home
Ah.
from work, or if you go to any local garage, see if they've got any.
I thought you were going to say about taking the weights off the tyres.
go to my local garage.
The wheels.
I'm in with them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
What, the one up the road from you?
Yeah. I'm in with them.
Well, you've been
or
on
if you're cheapskate, you've got a road full of cars outside. Just go take the balance weights off them.
Yeah, that's it. That was it.
I've done that in the past.
That's it. Got a funny wobble on my wheel. Some fucker that all be weight. I get a 50 mile an hour, it's like.
Okay, post 28 from Peter. Hi guys, good to see you all. Finally coming to the end of my 24th Typhoon build. Used XF86 as a flattening agent and very pleased with it. Keep up the good work and looking forward to the Figo demos, Peter.
Absolutely. Very nice. Can't wait to see it. Nice to have them. The XF86, yeah, it's really nice.
Don't use the other one.
Hey?
Don't use the other one.
Yeah, don't use 22, is it? 21. Flat base. Don't use flat base. All about the base.
Oh, yes. You might want it in a picture again.
Oh, good. Right.
Post 29 from Andreas. Okay, hi guys. Hope to enjoy a very fun and informative show again. Question: I'm building up a new man cave in my soon-to-be wife's house. What are some features you guys would put in if you had the chance to do it in your new cave/modelling room? Current status: bench is in. Extractor was a gift from the future wife.
What,
I
like
think
a
you might be on the
snail?
wrong page.
Oh.
Oh no.
What's the next bit?
Hey, we're more into that one.
What's the caption of Van der Snails then?
Yeah,
My modelling buddies in the window, Speedy and Gonzalez.
absolutely. Yeah, we like them. They're brilliant.
Basically, he's asking what's the needs must. I think.
Well, I think he needs to connect the hose to the window up here. So that'll be step one. Stick that in. I tell you what you want to do, right? Is put a cupboard over the top here. If you put a cupboard up here, and then that way you won't see the hose because this is exactly what I've done here. So it goes up and then out, and then job done then. And that way you can put all your rubbish in there like I do. Because mine's got the paint and thinners and all that horrible stuff.
And one thing, because my setup is similar to what's there. I've got the radiator underneath the window, obviously out the window, and then I've got the bench in exactly the same position.
Yeah, yours is very similar.
But what I've done, I mean, obviously this is my own preference, is I've put a shelf, or a reasonably thick shelf, above my workspace, so I can actually put a long bar light underneath it.
Yeah, it's good, right.
to keep the light pointing downwards rather than displaying it everywhere else.
But apart from that, there's no similarities between yours and his because yours is absolutely crammed full of gear.
Yes, mine is. Mine was like that to start with.
Yeah, everyone's just like that. But this was like this to start with. Now look at it. Yeah,
Lots of shelves.
lots of shelves. You know, it's one of those things where I'm trying to figure out.
You can never have too much space to store.
Yeah.
Storage.
As I've learned here, major thing, lights.
Yeah, I think workrooms evolve to how you work. There's no doubt about it. Like Steve, I'm sure, will agree with his as well. You see his layout. He's got everything on this sort of angle, but it's great because you can sit in his and literally, no matter where you are, everything's to hand, which is great. You know, so in some ways, I think yours is like a galley one as well. It's very long, very thin. And you've got yours in shelves, and you know your racks and your paint trays all underneath. But it's all to hand to where you are. Here I'm a little bit disjointed because it's all over. That's more to do with cameras and filming other people here. But I think sometimes it's set yourself out and just see how it works, and then experiment with moving it around.
I must admit, don't put anything in too permanent.
Yeah.
Give it a chance for you to actually get the feel, whether it suits.
But I agree with you. Having that shelf like you've got, like he will need, right the way it's on that entire length. Put yourself a cupboard up like that to hide all your gear in, because they're relatively cheap. And then a good, strong, sturdy shelf right the way across. Then put some strip lights underneath it. and you can run them that entire length of it. You know, don't need just one over your bench. Do it down the entire length. Give you good, strong light all the way down. And that way, if you do end up putting cameras on per se, you've got something to clamp onto as well, and work your way down it. Isn't it all the way through? Steve, would you add anything down there?
Not really. For
Got
me,
the calendars?
more storage and
Yeah, I need to talk to you about it.
better lighting as well.
Yeah.
It's like I've got I've got a couple of these kind of lights.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I'd like to do is put a bracket up on the wall and then fix it to the
To the burr.
Is it us again, or is it?
Is it us or again?
bench space and
To the burr.
Yeah, say that last bit again, because we got as far as to the. Oh no, Stevie! Oh look,
It's going to be off though, because it's back here.
no, it will come back when that face changes. It'll be back. Sorry, we've lost Steve there. I think you said to the.
To the burr.
I think you talk about a bracket to the
To the
wall.
bracket.
Yeah, to the bracket.
I'm here.
Oh look, he's back.
Oh, I'm here.
Yeah,
You're going to blame us again.
Wi-Fi just briefly went for a second. For these bench lights, I put a bracket on the wall and fix it to that.
Yeah.
Because as it is at the moment, it's just taking up bench space and it gets in the way. Whereas if you've got it against the wall, you can just swing it round and
Right.
also, it just makes it easier. Then you've got your light above you and you can drop it down instead of...
So you don't have it attached to your paint rack anymore?
No, because I get people come round and yank it and it rack down and destroy,
I don't know.
quick model kits.
Nasty things.
Yeah, you'd have to be a right idiot to do that,
You
wouldn't
would,
you? To grab it and to have a look, and then have your paint rack fall down on your Zucchimori
But the best bit was,
Sky Raider and smash it.
I did hear
Yeah,
that when it first fell,
yeah,
a few of the paint pots went on the kit.
yeah.
But he said because some of the paint pots had already fallen,
Mhm.
he said, what the hell, and let go of the rest of it.
No, he didn't. Some had fallen and he were holding onto the light and the light twisted, moved. So then the whole bookcase came down and crushed it. So
Yeah,
it was avoidable.
yeah.
Yes.
So,
I still haven't repaired it.
yeah.
Apparently he's lost the wing as well, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's lost the wing now, yeah.
Lost the wing
Lost
to
the
a
wing.
1/32 Zucchimori Sky Raider.
Yeah.
Now let's face it, it's not the smallest thing in the world. I
that's
lost
impressive.
the sprocket from the freaking tank. That's a small little thing. A wing. Rob.
Disgraceful.
Terrible.
Who needs mates like him?
Yeah. Yeah, people round. That's it.
You need you in a picture.
Oh, right, crikey.
Post number 30 from David. Hi
There
guys.
you go, that's it.
Missed weekly dose of giggles last week. Been busy digging, so haven't been building. So no question tonight.
Yeah, digging. Yeah, himself
Yeah.
out. Look, stalactite. Underneath one of them, like icicle.
Yeah.
Oh!
Stand underneath that, slam the door.
I did
Wait,
see. Did you see that thing on YouTube though? And so it was what it was that they had a machine, well, a device for getting the snow off your roof. So what it is, like a bit of metal on a bloody great broom handle, but it's got a piece of plastic that sort of rolls up that goes behind it. So when you push it up, it slides on the plastic off your roof. So you could just go along and brilliant invention. Not that we get snow to ever use it, but if we had snow, I would use one. Although I don't think it'll reach up to this roof. Might need longer ones. It's bad enough with the window cleaner trying to make it.
Great work, Ben. Don't let these two hooligans corrupt you.
Too late. Already done that.
Done that.
No problem with that. Check that off the
Thought
bucket
I'd
list.
leave you with the shiver. Cheers, Jay.
No, we like that. Do you know it was snowing in Paynton yesterday afternoon?
Was it?
Yeah, who knew? Those you don't know, Paynton is like the very nice area with a beach and all the rest of it by the sea. Everyone we go sunbathing.
And a zoo.
I've got a zoo there, Paynton Zoo. Yeah, very nice, but it just never snows there.
Any lumps.
Elilunts and giraffes.
Post 31 from Mark. First post on page 3.
Ooh.
Evening all. Looking forward to seeing Ben's videos. Just one question tonight. I'm looking to get some lead wiring. What sizes would you recommend? 48 and 35.
Get yourself selection. Because it depends what you're doing, isn't it? If you're thinking about doing small wiring looms, you're just going to bunch it together. But there is no right and wrong because it literally depends on what you're doing. Because you could use a big 1mm thick bit for a water hose on something small versus other things. So I would say go and get yourself a selection, 2, 4, 6 and 8mm, or just get all the ones you can. They're relatively cheap and away you go. Steve, would you as our wire.
Yeah, I just get a selection. I've just got a pot with all different bits of lead wire, fuse wire, all sorts in there, and just use that.
Yeah.
If you want it cheap.
I think don't people get a load of certain wires from fishing tackle shops as well that you can use?
Yeah, I did that thing on eBay, which was wrong.
Mommy tea.
Which is my stash now.
Oh, so you had that? I've got it on the car.
I know, he was going to give it to me.
There you are. Oh, have I not done it yet?
No, I'm still waiting.
Look, Christmas. No, it's only got 2.
My birthday present.
As I say, I thought I've had one out. It's in the other one, but it's all various sizes of lead wiring. Although I bought this under the assumption that it was fly tie.
What?
Fly tie. It was fly tie wire or something they call it. It's for tying flies for fly fishing, and it's a set. And it comes in a very nice little box with little rolls. And I paid, I think it was £1 each for them. I know it wasn't much. So clearly you're going to try and get in there. But if you just get yourself a selection. You don't want to sort of, be limited, because sometimes you'll just look at it. If you don't a 48 scale, it might look like a hose. Obviously, if you're going to go something bigger or the other way, it's going to look wrong. So just having a selection, then you're good to go. But don't forget, even things like stripping a piece of wire, because that's what I did on whichever one it was, for the Jag. And that was as simple as, where is it? Here it is. If you just get yourself a piece of wire, and then I just bared it back, and then obviously you can use each individual wire, or if you want to make a type of loom, and then just literally twist and bunch it all together for making a wiring loom. And then if you're going to cover it with acrylic paint, it looks like it's got some type of heat shield or wrapping onto it and all that. Simple. What are you doing?
Nothing.
I told him to sniff it, and he did. I went, woof.
That is his first time. He'll know you too well to do anything like that.
Post 32 from Brett. Good evening, gentlemen. Glad you're back and healthy and happy. My question, I'm on a business trip and missing building my kits. Do you have a travel kit you take for building? And if so, what would you have in it?
Oh, you need to ask for that. He's showing what Shannon here.
Yeah, Shannon.
Shannon, bless him. He, what are they called? Maritime or whatever?
Submariner.
Submariner, bless him. And he used to take his kits out there.
On a submarine.
On a
Well,
submarine.
not out there, down there.
Well,
Down there. And he would build them while he's in these little confined spaces. Obviously, very carefully, because he's not supposed to be using glue, paints, and all this malarkey.
Yeah, airbrushing.
Yeah, but
Or carrying knives.
somehow he managed to prepare quite a few kits actually while he was doing that.
Yeah.
But I must admit, I was bought a load of 144 clipped together Revel Easy Wing set birthday sort of type kits. They've gone in the big box. They've got in the loft.
Oh, never mind. We've got a few of our members, haven't we, who are in the forces who deploy, and they take kits. Is it Chris going at the moment? US Army. On the Black Hawks he flies. He's taking some of those kits to deploy with.
He's in it while it's flying.
Probably, yeah.
That's quite
Big
impressive,
small
probably.
bloody thing. Yeah, so from that point of view, some of the guys take various things with them. I know a couple of my mates who are military.
He's awake.
He's moving. He's not well. They take stuff out there. But I also know guys. I won't mention him by name, but I know actually quite a famous modeller who manufactures and that. When he goes on holiday, takes stuff kits with him. And does it whilst he's out there as well, which I was thinking, aren't you going for a holiday? Because he does it, this is his job, it's his full-time job, but he takes them on holiday. I would be murdered. I'm literally murdered. She's bad enough my phone had to go to the safe during the day, and I was always on the forum on my phone. It's like, you're on holiday, put it in the safe.
But no, I must admit, I do know a few people that will, they've got like a little box where they put all their tools in, and it's almost like a little travel case type thing for it.
Yeah.
And they would go away and they would build as much as they can and then bring it back. So yeah, I do know a few people that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to be any particular scale. Any scale.
But sometimes you can do a lot. I know it sounds really anarchy now and all the rest of it, but you can do little bits of prep work. And,
just cut off the sprue, try to get
off
the
the sprue, tidy it up, putting the basic bits together.
Some
stuff like
assemblies
that.
and stuff. Yeah.
I know they get a bit funny when you're in your plane with your glue out and your fillers these days. I'm very model. Put that knife down, sir. I've got orange scissors. They're fine.
Have work and travel.
Yeah, that's it.
Post 33 from Chris O'Neill.
I've got to ask this one question then.
Mhm.
It's got. I mean, do you reckon they would let inmates do modelling?
Probably not.
Why?
Because it's sharp things.
Or sniffy things.
They allow
Yeah.
them.
Oh, blue sniffing.
And you look at all the other things they allow in there.
They let them have Xboxes and you name it, what else, and it's like a holiday camp, so they may as well.
Yeah, but you can't stab your mate with an Xbox.
You can
You got
strangle him
cable.
with a cable.
Not if it's wireless.
You got the cable to charge out.
No, I don't know. Well, perhaps they do then. Funny enough, we have 2 prison wardens who are
Oh, so we
members,
do.
so we can ask them. Yeah. Can you do model making
No.
in prison? So you're in there with Charles Bronson,
Rolf
I'm
Harris.
just Rolf Harris.
Can you tell what it is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it. And I'm going to do some modelling, please, sir.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, they might let you do figure painting and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a nice figure painting. So you'll be
No,
yeah.
they like do woodworking and metalwork and every other thing, don't they?
Well, true.
Smoke heroin.
You
Yeah,
look
that's
you look on some,
Well, they do, you know, this.
you look on some of the programs, and you know they've got absolutely everything in their little
Yeah.
spaces.
What, so the new thing of being there, so I'm just here to see a friend of mine, I'm smuggling in, a 1/350th scale,
200
Missouri.
Yeah.
I've got a 1 to 200 scale Missouri, I can't sit down.
Where just stuck, I can't come down.
Yeah, they want you down, you're fine because it's plastic. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I was watching this week. It was a film.
What, and he's smuggled in a kit?
No, I was watching a film. I'm trying to think what it was called. It's on Sky at the moment in their little package. And there's this bloke that goes in, and he's quite an aggressive person. And they do obviously all different classes and all that to calm him down and all this malarkey. But you go in certain, it's certain clips where it was just like a small room, bedroom,
Yeah.
and it had absolutely everything in it. And I just thought to myself, good therapy.
Well, yeah, could be. Try and avoid it if possible. That's it. You're right till Mr. Big comes round and you're his plaything.
So I
Got a 3 year stint, you can do the whole battle flotilla in 1/200.
Yeah.
got some glue for that.
Yeah, do take care of that.
Right, no problem.
Post 33
Moving
from
along.
Chris O'Neill, just replying to Paul regarding the weights and things for aircraft. Just put a link up for an eBay thing to get the fishing tackle weights. Good thing to hear about light weights. If you can hammer the flat and fold them or something else. Like I think when you get a ball strap them. But he's talking about go to your local tyre fitter and nick the old wheel balancing weights.
Trouble with those is they're quite tough. RC, isn't it, used to sell specific weights for competition cars because they work to be the same weight and all that stuff. But say again, they're a bit tough to cut. Church roofs.
Banger racing days. Always have to take the wheel weights off because otherwise it's a hazard.
Well, they'd fly off and kill somebody. You wouldn't think of that, would you?
I'd take them off. You wouldn't allow to race.
They're not being funny with the chunks of metal flying off from bang races. You care about a freaking tyre weight coming at you.
So yeah, that was quite entertaining when you seen a sort of limousine go over the safety net and all they're worried about is wheel weight.
Health and safety first.
Post 34 from Michael. Hi everyone. Question for Phil. Which software do you use for editing your videos? Bloody complicated stuff. It's probably easy.
Oh, it's not.
Somebody's seen it today. He's had a look at it.
Oh
today.
no, it's not easy. It's easy.
Or might be easy to use, but it looks bloody complicated.
Yeah, but he's just doing one. I showed him one of mine, which has like 10 channels of edits.
That's right. You showed me how to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Second to none now.
That's it. I use Sony Vegas, which is really over the top and expensive for what normal people need. Which one have you been using at home?
Me, I've been using Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah.
And it works a treat.
The newer one.
Yeah, I've got, obviously it's new. It's Windows 8 plus whatever what it is. But yeah, I just downloaded it. So it's obviously free.
Yeah.
So like you can have as many things on it as you like.
Yeah.
You can cut and paste and do bits and wonderful things with it. I mean, it's not as fandangled as yours. You can't focus into these certain pictures and all that. You can only have them as what they are. But yeah,
That's good. Yeah, absolutely. Because the thing is, to say, a lot of people ask me this, and it's like mine's massively over the top, almost for what I do. It does a few clever things like you saw today. I can alter the sound, which was something you saw and quite appreciated, because in the raw format of the sound, when you've got the fans going and airbrushing, it sounds awful and it blows the speakers, but I can actually take them out.
But you've also got it mainly for all your different cameras.
Yeah, because I can.
For the editing of the cameras.
Normally when you're doing photo editing, you get one stream, and that's what you're viewing. With me, I've got multiple.
Someone with one camera.
Yeah, for somebody's one camera, that's all you need. When you're going to start doing 2, 3, in our case, or 4 cameras, you need to be able to see what's going on all the time. So you're going to need multiple monitors as well, to be honest, to be able to have a look clearly. Otherwise, you're going to have tiny little windows all over your screen. It gets a bit complicated. But yeah, go for something simple. The only other one is Sony do another version. It's like a cut-down version of Sony Movie Studio, which I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's like half the price. And it just doesn't have the extended features of Sony Vegas.
Cool.
And do that.
Post 35 from Eric. Good evening, Bill, Sid, Ben, and Steve. Glad to hear you're all health back. Sadly, sadly, I
My
haven't.
belly's better.
Is it?
Yeah.
I have to say it doesn't count for my compressor. Yesterday I was planning to spray my P51. I don't know what the problem is, but it doesn't automatically shut off. Also, the valve to release the air from the tank doesn't seal. With my hand, I was trying to shut it, but even the pump was still going, and the pressure up to 4 bar. It's a 6 litre tank, so max bar was set at 4. Guess I have to buy a new one. Does everyone know what's wrong with my compressor?
Difficult to say. Usual things, just empty it, make sure there's no fluid in it. Take the dump valve out, which is normally your emergency release valve as well, because that might be dumping air, maybe just clogged up or got stuck, and do it all like that. So good compressor maintenance and getting it stripped down, checking it all over and generally having a look. It sounds like if it's leaking all the time, you've obviously got something amiss down there. And then obviously if it's not shutting off, maybe it's just not got to that level for the shut off, or it may be a case of actually the switch, which is a pressure switch, isn't working. But as I said, don't play with it too much, because it is technically a bomb sat under your bench. Especially if it's at 4 bar, if that thing goes bang, you're really going to know about it. And I think it is that thing a lot of people don't actually take into account, that you have got something like that sat under your bench.
Can I watch it?
So yes, Steve, are you having any problems with your compressor? Are you all good?
No, mine's fine. Well, I think it's got a leak somewhere, but
Haven't we all?
Really?
but apart from that, no, it works a treat.
We're not ignoring you. Oh, there you go.
He's back again now. That's
Hey,
right.
you go, you freeze.
It's just
us.
Blame
first again.
Post 6 from Mark. Hi all, good evening. Quick question for Phil. Could you please give me the name and place of purchasing of the soldering paste that you use heated with a flame and not the usual soldering iron method?
Yeah, thanks. Steve, do you remember?
I just got mine off eBay.
To be honest, Steve sent me the link. We were discussing it, and Steve said, I tried it, brilliant. Sent me a link for the torch and the paste, and I did that as well. Hold on, let me put it up to you, mate.
There
Back
you go. Mechanic solder paste, it's called.
Yeah.
Um,
It's got a built-in flux.
yeah, it's just kind of a dark grey colour.
There's a drip over it, Missouri.
No, it's like lead. It doesn't move. It's very good stuff, I must admit. As soon as I get my gas, I will really do that. Because you really need. Well, we're back.
Hello.
Hello,
Everyone.
yeah, you're back. I've got another window of you down at the bottom, though.
Yeah, we've seen it as well.
Yeah. Okay, that's all right. It's saying we're live. It's saying
We
it's
are
all a
live.
bit playing
We're
up
still
tonight.
here.
I'm not quite sure. It's probably because everyone's on the Wi-Fi. Get off the Wi-Fi, everyone. So yeah, it's good stuff. It does really well. It puts in no problem at all.
Right. You also said great looking diorama depicting First World War trench and air fight. What water resin did you use? Vallejo still water, which was coloured with dark earth Vallejo model air paint. Just mix it up. Pour it in layers. Don't pour it too much because it will shrink. Yeah, just pour it in thin layers. The deeper the layers you get the sort of deeper sort of shine. Just don't put too much of the paint in, otherwise you just sort of get a glossy mess.
Yeah. Because you had a little trouble with shrinkage on one of yours, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's because I poured it too quickly, and because the puddle I had was too deep and I was pouring it too thick. When it did eventually dry, the whole lot just sort of shrunk. So I could, effectively at one point I could take the whole puddle out. That's how much it shrunk back. Yeah. So
which is something I never had with my effort. Unless it's still shrinking, of
it's
course.
just gloss.
Yeah. So
That's because you just piled it on.
yeah. Yeah. Oh god, I hope we're a bit more further forward than that.
That's the wrong one.
Oh, is it? Not in it. That'll be it then.
He's checking to see if we're working.
Just because it's gone again now. I assume we are. But I
Yeah, you
But
just.
he's checking the previous one because surprisingly Ben's not in it.
well, I thought it was looking good.
Our viewer count is deteriorating by the second.
I'm
Yes.
not surprised.
Why do we go 9 o'clock? It always does that.
We're down to 96 now. Right, next one.
It goes out at 20 and left it over.
Yeah, just going back onto that solder paste. If you do search for mechanic solder paste on eBay, it will come up. It's £5 if you buy it from a UK dealer. If you order it from a Chinese dealer, it's £2 a pot.
So if you don't mind waiting out a little bit longer,
Yeah.
go to Hong Kong.
Oh, cool. There's my phone.
He said about not dropping his phone. Oh dear.
Oh no, we're alright. Looks like we're okay.
No, he's looking at something.
Oh no, he's okay.
No, his eyes are moving.
His eyes are
That's what
moving.
I said. He's looking at something.
Right. Post
sorry.
37 from RJ Cromwell. I think that's alright. Evening, lads. It's good. Reese. Evening, lads. Good to see you guys back again this week. Feel glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
Been working hard on my 30-second links. Just a quick one. Have you ever used the Rebel glue? Comes in the blue bottles. Even ones using Tamiya Extra Thin. I am being left behind. I think it's the blue one with the funny needle on the end.
Oh, the contact glue.
Yeah.
I got some of that.
Yeah, I've got some of that somewhere. Yes, you can use it. It's just very thick. If you're going to be doing,
You got one of them.
that's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah, Steve's got it.
Yeah.
You put that one up there.
Emails. Hold on.
I got one of them. That's because I thought I'm not going to bin it.
Oh yeah.
You've got that one.
Yeah, that's it. Or you've got that one, which is the same stuff, but not in a needle applicator. To be honest, if you're going to be doing any type of gluing and all the rest of it, it really is worth investing for £3.50 in a bottle of this stuff. At the end of the day, it's very easy to use. You can brush it on the top of the seam line. So instead of you got that contact glue of having to put it down the gap, this stuff, you have two bits together and you just paint over the top of it and you're absolutely fine. Do you need the toilet?
He does. He's
Go
really.
to the toilet. Go on. Sorry, everyone. Kids.
It's almost like he's put his hand up.
Yeah, he's put his hand up.
Make sure he hasn't left a puddle on the seat.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh, kids. Bless him. But yeah, these modern ones that you see me and obviously Steve and Sid and everyone else to use are so much easier, cleaner. You don't, when you push the part together, you don't get the squish up of glue and have to get rid of that. It's just a far easier, cleaner way of actually doing all your gluing. And I don't know anybody who's modelling these days, you know, use it.
I say
Or doesn't use it.
I've got a new pot of that just purely because I found it in an old kit.
Yeah.
And I've got the blue one. I was using Mr.
This is Mr. S cement. This was readily available in the UK. The Tamiya wasn't for many years, but it is again now. So.
But I must admit, I mean, unless I needed a specific glue for a specific reason, then I would stick with Tamiya Ultra Thin.
Yeah.
You do have this with a needle. You can use it for making the styrene filler. And also another tip, you know the needle's always getting bunged up.
Yeah.
I just don't come out. A lighter on the needle. This is where it goes wrong. But if you look under the needle, it should get a puff of smoke and it should work. There you go. And then it works again.
Oh, that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, it works perfectly.
Yeah. Hello, I'm again. I know I'm in Devon, but I need you to go to Huddersfield.
Yeah, that's how you unblock them.
Ah, very good. I must admit, I've never tried that.
No, I didn't either.
I used to use that tip for getting, when you're using a pin with super glue, obviously ignite that to burn it off and then go in again.
I didn't realise you could do it that one.
No, I didn't either. So,
Thank you very much, Steve.
Nice tip there tonight, Steve. That
What
was
a
very good.
wonderful use of information.
See, look, it's worth watching tonight just for that one, because I didn't know that. I'm going to have to go and buy a bottle of that stuff now just to do it, because I don't think I've got one.
So you know one might.
Next week's show, what's flammable? Pretty much everything.
Stick the glue on that.
Yeah, that's it.
Hot Wheels.
Right, page 38, great. Afternoon, guys. Does anyone? Yes, I do.
Yeah. It's a better colour.
Yeah. Has anybody used the ultraviolet adhesive for tacking down canopies? Thanks, Ray and Bakes.
Yeah, we've covered this one, haven't we?
Yeah, I vaguely remember you saying something about it.
I must admit, I'm not a fan of it. I tried it a few times and it kept pinging off. After a while, it seems to lose its grip. The idea being is, where we use PVA glues and various things for canopies, this stuff, you literally put the glue all around and it will not cure on its own. You place it down, clean it all up all the way around, and then hit it with an ultraviolet light. And you can buy them in kits that come with a little light. And then you go around and it seals it down with no risk of fogging. So thumbs up, brilliant. But I found it pings off. It's not as strong as thingy. And I did try it many, many years ago, probably 10 years ago. Technology might have moved on. There may be better glues now that don't do it. But personally, from my point of view, it's not so good. My philosophy for doing canopy work, even on front canopies, is now I tend to use things like Crystal Clear, which is a PVA. If it does go wrong, and let's face it, maybe one in so many will do, I can get that off, clean it up, and reattach it. If you're on a glue that's fixed it down and it never comes up, you can't get it off to reattach it. So that was always my philosophy with all clear parts. I can get in there and get them out if required. So
it's like you said as well, with using stronger glues, you've got that shock absorbent.
Yeah.
As where with using PVA, you've got that absorbance where it can actually take a hit.
Yeah.
And not just go twang.
Yeah, that's right.
Never to be seen again.
Yeah. And that's pretty much my philosophy for all those types of things. I'm like with photo etch, why I use a PVA glue versus just generally a CEA glue. I use CA glue just the pin and to tack weld it in place, so to speak. Then a PVA glue does all the work.
And that's what I've done with a lot of my photo etch aerials.
Yeah.
Is I put it on with the super glue, waited for that to then dry, and then I went around with a wet brush with the PVA glue, and then just covered it all with that.
Steve, you ever used it?
No, I haven't. No, but I'm just thinking, talking new products, have you seen that new camo netting by HGW Models?
I saw a clip of it from somewhere. It must have been on Facebook or something on the internet.
Yeah, it's been on Facebook, kind of a relief print, and it comes on a big sheet of paper, and you soak it in warm water, and it obviously loosens this camo net, and then you just put it over the top of your model and pull the paper away.
All right.
This, and obviously then you can start shaping it so you get all the creases in there, and
If you get hold of some of that.
It does if it does what it says, it
yeah.
looks good, really good.
Oh,
If you
right.
can see that, I'll show. Don't know if that's what it is,
Yeah.
and it
And
looks fantastic. Yeah,
it comes on
had a decor.
and you cut it and you literally get it wet and then it's conform it to whatever shapes you want it to.
Funny enough, I was speaking to them last week. They contacted us.
All right.
Because we've spoken to them about them, and they must have heard us. I'm like, oh God, what have I said now?
People do watch it.
So somebody does watch it, and they have said they are sending us a few bits and pieces to have a play with.
Oh, excellent! I need some camo netting.
Well, they did, I don't know if they mentioned camo netting. They were talking about their riveting. They do
In them as well, yeah.
their riveting and things, and I said, love to do a piece on that and have a look at it. And they said, no problem, we'll get you some. Hasn't turned up yet, and I'm not saying it will, because I get promised some stuff sometimes and it never shows up, because I always put my little disclaimer that if it's crap, they're going to know it. Yeah. And they were like, no, that's fine, we just want to leave back to us. Well, even if it's crap. But then all the rest of it. So, so if it does certainly turn up, then yeah.
There's another picture there, you can see how it's got all the creases and...
Yeah, all the folds in it, isn't it? Yeah.
But no, it did look quite interesting from the article that I saw.
And they've brought another type of new decors out as well, haven't they? Some water slide some new kind anyway.
Yeah, well, that's the one they're sending me, because I spoke to them about it. These are these new, they don't have any carrier film. That's what it is with them. They go on like a decal, and then you peel what you think's the carrier film off, and it leaves just the wording and all the rest of it. So far, they've done it for the P51, all the sensor data, and a few other things. And they did say
it's like a 3-tier thing where you peel off the back, stick it on.
Yeah, and then you peel all the back off of that.
Yeah.
And they did say about sending me some of those to have a play with. Because he said, are you interested in any particular products? And to be honest, I've got all their harnesses over there to do a certain thing about it, which will come up later on. I'm going to do a special on harnesses. So I said, I've got your harnesses here, but I'd like to have a go at your riveting one, and then the bits and pieces. And he said, well, the other one that obviously new to us is the new, I think they call them dry, not dry rub, but I don't know, carryless decals or something. So there's no carrying film with them. They place down and then pull back off. So it's a bit like rubbing decals, but they're water-based. I don't know. So hopefully we'll get something out of it. And if we do, obviously it'll be up.
Cool. Message from Al, post 39. Hi guys, good show this evening. I visited the Tank Museum last week.
So did you?
I know. And I saw that they were selling Tamiya Extra Thin, which I snapped up. But they were selling Tamiya Cement. It has a white label. Have you used this? Is it worth using? As it's cheaper, than Extra Thin.
Steve's got a bottle there. I've got a bottle here. It has its place. There's no doubt about it. I tell you what, I use this one on when I did things like on the hindquarter. When you've got a giant wing area to do, and it's on a sandwich. This stuff is a thicker version, obviously, of Extra Thin. It's more like your traditional clear poly glues. So you can put that round. It doesn't go off immediately. You can push things together, get some pegs or bands on it, and you're good to go. Where if you tried that with Extra Thin, as soon as you've gone up, it's dry. So you've got no hope. So basically, it's just a slower setting, thicker version of an Extra Thin. Technically, there's nothing wrong with it. The only thing I don't like about it is the brush is really big. It's like twice the size of the Extra Thin one. So if you've got, especially a full bottle, if you touch it, gallons go everywhere. Which is great if you're doing like the hindquarter. And to be honest, inside, yeah, it's the same size brush as the one on that. I can knock a load of this off. But yeah, it's a big old brush on these. Yeah, it's the same size brush. But it's thinner than that. But it's not as thin as Extra Thin. But definitely has its place. It's quite handy having both of them. To be honest, mine came from the same place as Steve's did. We had these ones, and when they first got released back in the UK, I think they complement each other. Certainly from my point of view, I use it on the hindquarter. Whereas normally I would have probably been in a situation of have to do it bit by bit, or put down a lot of Extra Thin, more than you need, get it nice and wet so it's all tacky and horrible, then get it together. Yet with that one, you can just brush it on and go, and things like that. So
cool. Post 40 from Dennis.
Both.
Hi guys, question for me regarding the Vallejo model colour. Are they better suited for brush painting, or can they be thinned and airbrushed just like model air? They are more suited to brush painting, definitely. Just the way that they're sort of, the pigments and things are made. They're perfectly suited for, as I said in the videos, they're sort of more suited for people who do wargaming and things like that. You can thin them. You just need to thin them. But not, mind you, I spray them neat. You can do it, but it struggles.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You could probably get away with, if you really give it a good mix, you'd probably get away with sort of 50-50 mix, but even then you'd probably have to turn your pressure up a bit. If you've only got a compressor that can only sort of do 20-25
You can paint them. It's not on the site anymore, but the Draken build that used to be as one of our video builds a few years ago, I say it's gone now, but I use it for the underside colour because it's a Swedish colour. There's nothing in the range, and this is back in the, I don't know, maybe it'll be early 2000s, you know, the range just didn't have that colour. But actually, if you want a full range of colours, they do them all in white top version, isn't it? Pretty much got everything done.
Oh, there's about 3 times as many colours.
3 times as what there is in Model Air. And they do all the FS numbers, Federal Standard Code, so no problem at all in white tops, but not so much, or didn't. They do now, but didn't back then. So I went out and got a bottle of the white top, which is the one I showed you, which is the only bottle of the white top I've got, called Sky Grey, and it's the underside colour. Yes, but you thin it a hell of a lot. If you're quite happy to thin paint, you know, to make it your own consistency, you could just go out and get the white top range, because it'll be all of those, I think.
Yeah.
In the white top range, and you'll get more value out of it, because it'll go a damn sight further. Because to say, with one of those, if you are using it 1-to-1, as in you're not thinning it at all, normally I say thin it a bit. Yeah, because they're 17mm bottles. I reckon you'd probably get 4. You'll thin it 4-to-1.
The thing that I especially learned is, if you are going to thin and airbrush them, don't use water. Use an airbrush cleaner is the best one, but if you can't, just a standard model Vallejo thinner. As I said, don't, whatever you do, put X20A near it.
Doesn't like X20A, but it does like their own thinner.
Own thinner, or even better, just get that airbrush cleaner. That works absolutely fine. Water.
One thing I would add to that, Phil, it's worth, even if you do an aircraft and you want to get the basic colours like a red, blue, green, yellow, and a couple of greys, because they're brilliant for painting all your cockpit dials and switches. Because if you notice with Tamiya, with it being a lot thinner, as soon as you got to put it on, it's all over your cockpit. Well, that gives you brilliant coverage as well. So, and also they do a fantastic range of all the military colours. And just thin them 70%, 80%, and they're brilliant.
Yeah. They also do the fluorescent colours. They do it in Model Air, but doesn't cover as well. But if you're doing things like early RAF trainers with the silver and day glow, the white top fluorescent orange is quite a good match for that.
And to be honest with you, I did actually say to him, great, that means I've got to buy another bloody paint range now, innit?
I didn't say no at the time, but
you know, because we were saying about actually, now I get to use it, and I've used it, obviously I've been borrowing his ones, and you go around, they're actually quite nice, because even when you put them out, they come out very nice consistency, because they're very thick. And we were saying about thinning it, especially, you say we used the extra airbrush cleaner, brilliant effect, and it just doesn't dry like Tamiya. You take Tamiya out, and you've got it, as you say, like, you know, you've got it, you're painting it on, within seconds you've got brush marks in it. Then you get like a skin and it drags. When you're using the white top stuff, it doesn't. It just carries on, and you can blend with it and push it round and get it round, and then it dries.
Like when I'm using the palette, especially at home, not really here. But when I've got like a blob, and I've left it for a bit, there'll be a skin on top. You think it's dried, poke the paintbrush through it, all inside, it'll be absolutely fine. It won't change the consistency. Just sort of puts a skin on it. It's almost like a protective skin. You can just poke through it. As long as it's not dried all the way through, you can pretty much still use it.
So like we were saying, so that's it. Join us next week. We'll have another bloody race. colours which are right. Then your RLLs. Then you've got your film colours.
Just the blueness just cut out halfway through you talking.
Oh, did it? And everything else. So you have got pages and pages and pages of their colours, which all match everything else. So very good stuff. Steve disappeared again, is he?
Steve, that's probably us.
Oh, was it?
Because I think we went that time.
Oh, it says live. It's alright, we'll go back and watch it. It'll be there.
Post 41, Tommy. Good evening, gents. I'm having problems getting the perfect seam line after gluing the parts together. This is the best result I could get. I don't want to fill the seam and rescribe it, as I wasn't sure if I would make it perfect. What would you do in this case where the seam line looks like this? And here is the model.
I'm back.
Yeah.
No,
we missed you.
I don't know if it were your end, because I've been watching you, streaming you down while I've sort of.
Oh, right.
In that.
So it was saying we were down, was it?
It just went and the call ended.
Oh, right.
And it went into crash mode, whatever crash mode is.
Oh, right. Oh, God. Well, we're not having
Yeah,
much luck
that's the
tonight.
one.
That's it there.
Right, okay.
But yeah, because I thought I'd better check to see if it is my internet, but
We went as well.
Yeah, I think we went as well.
Yeah.
I think that's it, the world's ending. Well, it was good whilst we were here.
It was.
So we're taking it, we're meaning this seam line
Yeah,
down
so
here.
all he's saying is he doesn't really want to prescribe and fill it.
Mhm.
What would you do in that situation?
If you don't want to rescribe and fill it, I would actually just get the colour you're using and track it down in there and fill it up that way. A couple of layers of like acrylic down in there and then airbrush over the top of that.
And if you scroll down a bit further, and here is the painted model for the post shading seam line.
Sorry,
Doesn't-
I just got a photo bucket link instead of a normal one. Oh, I can't see from this angle. Oh, here we go. No. Here's the bloody back arrow. It does no point. Sorry, everyone.
There you go.
There we go. Sorry.
So seam line doesn't look as bad after all, but I would like to have a perfect seam.
If you're going to go, to be honest, with a perfect seam, then you're going to have to take the time to do it. There's no real quick way out of it. Sometimes the Jag is a classic example of the stuff it rule. It's not nice. It's got huge gaps in it. It's got seam lines running through it. I primed it, and you can still see them, especially around the nose, which is what I think you've probably seen that in the last part that went up. So it was a case of, look, it's not right. Let's go back in there, redo it. The riveting detail all across the back, again, it just didn't look right. And saying, look, it's going to be really noticeable. Everyone's going to look at this top seam, and they're going to see the gaps and all the rest of it in there. So it needs to be done. That's okay. Sand it back, scrape it back, then rescribe, re-rivet, reprime it, and see what you get afterwards. It depends how far you go. This isn't perfect by a long way. I've got little sink marks in it again. And this is just time as well. Filler shrinks back over time, and the glue does. So, you know, down here I've got quite a nasty one. To be honest, appeared today because it wasn't like this last night. Again onto it, but that's enough for me. I've spent enough time on that one. So what I'll do is literally perhaps I'll brush down another little bit of acrylic into there, maybe a light sand over the top, and then paint over the top of it, and hopefully I'll lose it during the weathering process and everything else like that. It's personal choice. How far do you want to go to it? If you're going for a museum piece or you're doing commission work and all of that, then certainly you're going to want to take your time and go right the way through it, make sure each of them are perfect. Other times, like this kit, I've wasted enough time on it. I want to push on now, so I'm going to call it quits and go on, so it doesn't drive you mad. But
you could invite Rob down and just have your Jag on a bench with a paintbrush.
Yeah, if I loosen up the screws on my paint rack here and I undo them all, I could attach a light. Say, look, Rob, have a look at this close up. Have the light, and that takes care of it.
Or I could just take it outside.
What? And we do destroy my model, show number 10, and just obliterate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
With that, you know about while you're on holiday.
Yeah. Well, you know the Battle of Britain scene we think about flying ones. We could do them like we did tonight, earlier in the carport.
We could.
Because we can't shoot the neighbours from them.
This is true.
Because we've got a roof on it. So I'm thinking we could hang them from the roof
We
and
could.
then shoot the.
Or I could just put it in Lola's bowl with some treats in it.
Oh yeah, or just give it to her.
Yeah.
She's soon
Yeah,
rip it
she
apart.
doesn't need any in her.
No,
Yeah.
bless her. Lola's the dog, by the way.
Yeah.
The little puppy who's not so little anymore. Been eating you
Yeah.
for the last 2 days.
My ear at one point.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
She doesn't
eat you
bite.
nibble.
She just chews.
She's giving you a little nibble.
Just giving you a love bite.
Love.
It's fine.
The jokes exaggerated, don't they?
Yeah. So post 42 from Paul. Hi dudes. Hello from Bedfordshire. Great show. Any tips on painting a Starship Enterprise model, e.g. pre-shading, and could flory washes be used on the white surfaces? Also, if they start building models in prisons, would you do a group build on Shanks?
Yes. This week, live show from HMP.
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
The Carter.
yeah, that's it. There's a little height ball behind. Okay, if you're going to be doing, have a look at there's some great builds of the Star Trek ones. A couple of the guys done full LED lighting and everything. Probably did the silver screen stick, wasn't it? There's a couple of Enterprise and things in there. Have a look at the Star Destroyer. Basically, it's the same ways of doing it, of the painting and the weathering and everything else. Yes, of course, you can use the washes. It just, obviously, you're going to tone down because you're on a very light surface. The Star Destroyer up there is over a very light grey. But it's just a case of, right, okay, lightening up the colour. So I use dark to lighten with a little bit of white. Or you could use grey wash, just rub it all over, let it dry, wipe it all off, and you're good to go just like that. Just remember, just treat it like a very large model. So it's the same process. You're still going to be doing, depending obviously how you're doing it. If you want to go for a film fresh looking Enterprise, you're not going to want to weather it too much. If you want to make it look like it's been had by a Klingon, back to prison again, and then you're going to probably want to, weather it a little bit more heavily. Perhaps you could do some, post shading onto it to do some sort of battle damages, and then you might want to go around and perhaps bleach out centers of panels just to make it pop a little bit more, stop it looking like a brick. But generally, some great builds of those. Some of the guys done some brilliant stuff. Star Wars, Star Trek, and all the sci-fi eras. Yeah, there is some good builds on the site.
Cool. Post 43, Wayne. Hi guys, another great show. Despite all the problems with the connection, having to keep looking at Steve when you disappear, he could at least
talk about discussion on the merits of using beef dripping to cook potatoes.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Meringue, gorgeous.
He said you could at least mime our voices while we disappear.
Well, if they do it again, I'll talk about something totally random.
Being new to armour, I'll put Steve on for this one.
Oh, Steve, yeah.
I think he'd like, yeah.
Well, he's on most tonight anyway.
Yeah.
I should join him.
Being new to armour and never have used it before, have any of you guys used a burnishing fluid for metal?
Yes, there's a couple of different types. You can get it for photo etch and also for metal tracks. If you're using it on metal tracks, the key is you need to really clean your tracks before you use it. They recommend, I think, is it acetone that you use to clean your tracks?
Yeah.
And you get a bowl, put a load of acetone in, soak your tracks in there, and also get an old toothbrush and really, really scrub them. You need to get all any release edge and any grease, anything off there. And then when it comes to using the fluid, put the tracks in, and usually on the bottle it only says after about 30 seconds or so. I would say leave it in for as long as you want. I usually leave it in a couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes, take it out, and then if it's not quite got the effect that I like, put it in a bit longer, take it out again. Then once you're happy, you can just dry it off in some kitchen roll.
Sorted. Now, I made a bit of a faux pas with mine because I did some guardrails with it for the ship. And I think the phone rang, and then dinner, then I went to bed. So when I came down in the morning, it had eaten, it took it clean off. The burnishing fluid had eaten through the photo etch. So don't leave it in more than a few hours. No, literally, it's supposed to be a few minutes, isn't it? But
Yeah, on photo etch, it really does work quick.
Yeah.
And it gives that rusty brown metal effect.
Yeah, but I had mine in a little pot, and the idea was I was just doing this with it, and they say the phone rang, so it sat in at an angle. And when I came through the morning, it was like this. And I lifted it out, it was like half the length. It just eaten. So obviously it's like a mild acid, and it just eaten the rail, and it had like cut at an angle as well, where it sat in the fluid. So it's like, right, whoops,
Okay.
good stuff. Hydrochloric acid.
Last post.
Oh, we're up to date.
Post 44. Guys, I've learned something new today. No more drinking tequila while watching news shows. I need an interpreter. Thanks for a good afternoon, Ray in Vegas.
Oh, sunny Vegas, take me back there.
We're done.
And then we done.
Yep.
Fantastic. God, don't keep looking, you'll find more questions. Well, I do apologise for tonight's connection problems. I
But
don't
it's
know.
added to the fun.
Well, it has. It made me sweat a bit. Not quite sure what's going on there. We'll have a look into it in the report at the end and see what it says.
Yes, I've not seen a red cross come up on your little icon.
No, so we don't know quite what it is they're jumping around.
And it's definitely on the Earth connection rather than the Bluetooth Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's all the Wi-Fi's, if she's on the Wi-Fi upstairs, perhaps. He's on my Wi-Fi. You're on my Wi-Fi. Oh, you're 4G, are you? So it may have been eating into the signal, I don't know. But never mind, next week we'll be alright.
Well,
Hopefully. Well, you won't be here. No.
Yeah.
You'll be back home. Well, you won't. You'll be watching us from some petrol station, some
Not
service
this time,
station. Oh, you'll be home by now.
No, I won't.
So yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much to Steve for saving our bacon.
Yes, Steve. Thank you very much.
And he'll be back next week with more cookeries tips.
More recipes.
Yes.
I hope you realise I've got to prepare loads of material, so if it does happen next week, I will be able to give
Yeah.
a full lecture and get, some slides going. And
the worrying thing is, I can believe you.
Yeah, that's it.
you've been deadly serious as well.
Yeah.
He won't do it from his cave anymore. He'll do it from the kitchen.
Yeah, he'll be down in the kitchen, and he's just in the oven. Yeah, little frilly apron. Yes.
Only.
Yeah, if he's doing his meringues, because we know he's good at them, knocking up his meringues.
He'll have his t-shirt on, his little apron, nothing else.
That's it.
It's very, very good.
Right till he puts something in the oven. Like, oh, Jesus. Move away. But no, thank you very much,
Just
Steve.
enjoy it.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, it'll be alright. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Steve. We'll hope to see you again next week. Because you're not here next week, are you? He's away. He's a busy dude.
He's not here.
So I might try and grab somebody else to come here, otherwise it will just be me and Steve. So, we'll have to do our own reading of questions.
Oh dear.
Oh, God.
Fine, I'll find someone else. You won't send me off the street. Hey, you come here.
Oh.
Mel will be joining us next week. So yes, bless her. But definitely, thank you very much for joining us. As I say, big thank you for Ben for coming down for obviously tonight's show, but also for the last 2 days. Bless him. It's not.
See, they're bringing me out now.
See, he's youth. Don't worry about it. He's a youth, and he's quite a nice one. So,
No, he doesn't.
Where's your hoodie?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and nip on that.
Where's your ASBO and all your rest of it? So, but no, thank you very much for coming down, doing all your painting and everything else. Safe trip home tomorrow and everything else. Big
Probably
thank
rain.
you. Yeah, probably. No, it's fine. Well, it will when you get home. It never rains it.
Yeah.
And, no, that's it. Beautiful part of the country. And everything else. Big thank you for Sid.
Been a pleasure as always.
Belated. Obviously, it was his birthday the other day.
It was
And everything else.
38. Oh my God.
38. Yeah. Right. Make me feel really old now.
That's right. Mrs. is even older.
Yeah. Well, that's the best way of having. That way you can just rub it in all the time.
Sure, right.
And everything else like that. But no, big thank you to everyone. What we're going to do is I'm going to spend probably the next 2 days solidly editing all your work together. And then obviously what we're going to do is get Ben's stuff up to you as soon as possible at the latter end of the week. Nice bit of editing for just drawing my model. That'll be a fun one to do as well. So we'll have that on the new show on Friday. And then next week we'll get back to some sort of normality, I hope. And all the rest of it. So that's it for us. Big thank you.
Thank you for staying with us.
Thank you for staying with us and everything. So cheers, Steve. Thank you very much.
Later.
We'll see you very, very soon. And we'll see you, everyone.
I will say
next week.
till next week.